This is it, Drift fans all around the world. It's the 2023 Yokohama Tire presents Formula Drift Japan FDJ2 final round, round 6 here at Okayama International Circuit in the Okayama Prefecture.
さあ世界中のドリフトファンの皆様お待たせしました。2023年横浜タイヤプレゼンツフォーミュラードリフトジャパン FDJ2 Round 6最終戦岡山国際サーキットです。さあ今回はどんな戦いが待っているのでしょうか。まずは単走の予選から始まりますが、今日はですね車にも優しい人にも優しいこのね、涼しいいい陽気なので、今日すごく楽しみに、しています。So we're going to start the qualify here in a little bit, but look at the weather. This is like the best condition for cars and us.
Yes, exactly. It's not humid out. That's the nice thing.
ほんでね、湿気も、あまりないのですごい過ごしやすいなと思いますが、それでは、今日のね、この実況そしてジャッジの方をしていく僕らのちょっと紹介していきたいなと思います。Let me go ahead and introduce you guys us right here back from the States. 今ねアメリカから帰ってきて。今回のために来ましたケニー・ハリス、今年ね4年間今年まで4年間フォーミュラドリフト一緒にこの英語の、サイドの、実況を一緒にやっていってますケニー・ハリスで私はラビー西田、ジャッジと、実況させていただきます。そして隣からまたこれまたカリフォルニアから、帰ってきました、ショーン・エイドリアンのジャッジ今回は FDJ2 そして、明日の FDJ の方の、ジャッジもしていきます。そして一番奥にいるのがレジェンドドライバーでもありますこのフォーミュラドリフトジャパンのジャッジ、僕とですねもう数年間一緒にやっています今村洋一ジャッジが、います。So just an introduction. Kenny Harris came back from the States just for the Okayama round here to finish off the series. Me, Robin Nishida, will be speaking in English and Japanese, and also going to be judging. And right next to me, from all the way from California, we got Sean Adriano back as a guest judge, and all the way on the end, we also have Yoichi Momura. He's our FDJ judge for J2 and J and you know all the J3 stuff and everything. Yeah, so we've been doing this for a while and for a couple years. So yes. This may be the last one for you.
Exactly.
Right?
It's bittersweet, but it's good to be back. Robbie was alone at Nico, but here I am joining him on his side. You know, he's doing most of the talking anyways. We already know that.
そうなんです。ケニーもね、今回もしかしたら、これで最後になってしまうかもしれないので、来年の、スケジュールは未定ということで、最後になってしまうかもしれません。まあ、しかし最後ということでこの FDJ2、最終戦なんですがこの FDJ2 の、仕組みちょっとお話しさせていただきたいと思いますが、なんとですね他の、ドリフトイベントとはちょっと違いまして他の、ドリフトとはちょっと違いまして、ワンメイクの、タイヤがワンメイクの競技になっていますのでちょっとタイヤの紹介をしていきたいと思います。この FDJ2 では横浜タイヤのワンメイクで行われています。そして、そのタイヤはアドバンネオバの AD09、ワンメイクタイヤということでグリップの差はイコールコンディションですし、タイヤも、イコールコンディション戦える大会っていうのは他になかなかないんじゃないかなと思います。腕試しの、ね、要素が大きいので大会というのは、まあね、みんな、イーブンなコンディションで戦っていけるっていうねドライバーも伸び伸びと、ドライバーのセットアップ車のセットアップ、ドライバーの、ね、運転技術とかがすごい問われると思います。So talking about this might be your last. This is going to be the FDJ2 last round, and FDJ2 talking about we're Spec Tire Series here at FDJ. All the drivers are going to be on the Yokohama Tire Advan AD09, and it's equal. We're talking about drivability, car setup. It's really important here because everybody's on equal condition.
Exactly. It's going to be very interesting. We'll talk more about the points and stuff like that, how the standings are looking. You can see the track right there, getting squared away to get this final round to qualify in for FDJ3 or FDJ2. I got to say, this is the third year of FDJ2, so it's huge for these guys coming through.
FDJ2 のね、この3年目のシーズンなんですが、FDJ2 2023年の、シーズンこの5戦、今ね6戦目なんですが。5戦終了時点での、シリーズランキングをちょっとご紹介していきたいと思います。So talking about the 2023 season, this is from the last round we had. Up until now, this is how the points stand from these drivers. In first, we have Mikey Nakamura with 358 points. Coming in second is Kiyofumi Hamada with 282 and Harry Yoza with 277. And after that, you see it looks like the only top three drivers has a possibility to take the championship this weekend. でこのね上位3名のドライバーが、このご覧の通りですね、中村真希選手、浜田清文選手、そして與座ハリー選手がこのシリーズ、チャンピオンに 輝く可能性があるドライバー、残りのドライバーももちろんこの、ね、ポイントランキング、シリーズランキングどこまで上に行けるかっていうのがちょっと楽しみなんですが、中村選手、358、浜田選手282、そして106点、例えば追走で優勝して単走でも優勝すると106点になるので、その下の選手が388点、浜田選手ですね。ということで、中村選手はね31点だけ、取れればいいということですね。So, Mikey Nakamura just needs to get 31 points to win the championship, because Hamada, even if he wins the event and wins the qualify, he gets only 106 points, which makes him 388. So there's only 31 points that Nakamura has to get, and he's going to win. So once he makes it to top 8, Nakamura gets the automatic win for the championship.
Yeah, that's all if Hamada doesn't move on and progress through.
Yes. で、もちろんね、浜田選手も、与座選手もね、どんどん勝ち上がっていかなきゃいけないんですが、今の段階で言うとちょっと中村選手がね優位ではありますが、本当にねドリフトって最後まで何が起こるかわからないので、楽しみに皆さんも、見ていってください。まずはね予選の方から始まっていくのでね、それがどうなるかすごく、この点数のねトップ3の点数、争っているドライバーにはすごいポイントとなります。And you know, this qualify is going to be big. It's going to affect the points for the top 3 drivers to see where they're going to stand off for tomorrow's the battles. And you know, we're talking about them all qualifying too. Who knows? Because there's about 40 cars, and there's 34 cars, and there's only 16 cars that are going to make it into the qualified.ということで、これはねあくまでも予選をみんな通過したという、体でお話ししていますが、なんと今日のエントリー、34台、のドライバーが、今ねちょっとね走れなくなっちゃったりとか、練習中に残念ながらトラブルになってしまったドライバーとかもいますが、34台中16台の、ドライバーが明日の追走トーナメント出場します。さあ、それではですねこの超大きくて、高速コーナーが続く岡山国際サーキットのこのコースレイアウトちょっとお話しさせていただきたいと思います。Let me go ahead and explain to you a little about where we're going to be judging and where we're going to be watching here at the Okayama International Circuit. Here we go. There's a start line from the start gate going to the 3-2-1 cone. 3-2-1のコーンまで、スタートからストレート長く続きます。そして振り出した後アウトゾーン1長く左側カーブに沿ってあります。そしてその後ですねタッチ&ゴーが右側にあります。タッチ&ゴーというのはゾーンではなくその1点にできる限りアウトによって、その後はねすぐアウトゾーンから、遠ざかっても大丈夫な、1点を、見ています。その後振り返してアウトゾーン2、そして壁沿い胸部の壁があるアウトゾーン3、その後振り返して最後にインクリップ1、そしてフィニッシュラインがあります。So looking at that, you got outside zone 1 around the turn. On the left side, you got a touch and go. It's not a zone, it's a touch and go, so you just got to be deep in one point. After that, you do a transition going to the outside zone 2. Then outside zone 3, where that wall is, and some of the cars get eaten up there, so you got to be careful. Then you do a transition going to the inside clip and going through the finish line. ポイントとなるのがこのタッチ&ゴーからアウトゾーン2にかけての減速の仕方ですね。スタイルの得点としてはアウトゾーン1から2に行くところで減速するのではなくタッチ&ゴーから減速をしてもらいたいなと思います。ちょっとねドローンの方の映像をちょっと皆さんで見ていきたいと思います。Let's go ahead and check out the view from how it looks on the track, and we got the drones going so they should give you an idea. Here you go. That's the initiation area. 今のがですね321のコーン、からこう長くこの左側もうカーブが始まっているのになかなかゾーンに届かない。さあここからゾーンです。 Look at that long turn, not making it、the zone doesn't start till a little bit after、you get into the turn. Then now right here the transition, we got the touch and go right there. 今のねバリアがあるところがタッチ&ゴー右側、そして左側にアウトゾーン1審査席目の前です。 Right in front of the judging stand we got the outside zone 2. Right here around the wall that's outside zone 3. アウトゾーン3、壁の上に、クリップが立ってます。さあその後ですねここはずっとアクセルオンのまま綺麗に振り返して最後に左側インサイドクリップの、コーンが1つ見えます。そしてこの2つの黄色い、コーンを過ぎたところがフィニッシュラインです。 So there you saw it along the wall. That's the outside zone 3. We have the cones on the wall. You got to be as close as possible with the rear bumper on the wall. Then after that, we want to make sure that you see the drivers full throttle going up this hill, doing the transition through the inside clip on the left side right before the finish line, and that's it. It looks very simple, and all of our tracks look very simple, but it's super technical. And here, especially going from the initiation to the outside zone 1, the speed difference and the pace difference is, there's a huge difference. And since we're on spec tires, it might not make that big of a difference, but that's where we have to watch to make sure that the lead car, when we get into tandem, but lead car doesn't brake too much, and so on and so on.
But it looks like here we are ready to do this, start the qualify run for this FDJ2 round, the final round here at Okayama International Circuit.
ということで、このね、ファイナル、ラウンド、このね、岡山国際サーキットのクオリファイ予選の方が、始まろうとしています。いやー、このもうね、コースが大きくて車がちっちゃく見えます。Yeah, the track is so huge that the cars look actually small. さあ、トップバッターです。トップバッターは、ゼッケン551岩崎沙織選手、Team Saori with Globe Motis。
So here we are, Saori Iwasaki is going to kick us off here, leaving the chicane now, starting off fresh right here. Final round, here she is coming through into that 3-2-1. The initiation all the way to outer zone 1 is a huge stretch. You can see the decline in the, right there, dipping 2 tires. The decline in the track, coming back around through the touch and go. And then right here, the danger spot, leaving outer zones 2 into this outer zone. Oh! Just saving the car. And I gotta say, so far.
今のはヒヤッとしましたね。Yeah, that was, she got close. And you know what? That's a lot of commitment that we saw there.
And that wall has already taken a few cars out today, so that was very scary. Put us on the edge, and what a way to start out right there, but unfortunately that's going to be
いや残念ながらね、ノーポイントになってしまいますが、このトップバッターとしてはすごい迫力のある、アウトゾーン2から3のエリア。ちょっとね、いい意味で、はなかったんですが、ちょっとね、ヒヤッとした部分がありましたが、今の感覚を掴んでいただいて、ちょっと2本目、頑張ってもらいたいと思います。Looking forward to seeing how she's going to do in her second run, because in a bad way, I guess it was very, I was off my, I got up off my seat because it was like, whoa, it was really, really close. But let's make it official. It's an incomplete from Iwasaki ということでね、岩崎選手の1本目は残念ながら、ノーポイント。しかし、2本目、あのぐらいの勢いで走ってるのでね、ちょっと期待してみていきたいと思います。Looking forward to seeing her second run because that was pretty, how can I say, there's a lot of commitment there going.
She had a lot of commitment through the touch and go, leaving that outer zone 2, but unfortunately, couldn't adjust her car enough into that outer zone 3 zone because that's scary right there. You're going straight into a wall. And this is probably one of our only tracks
that have a wall.
A wall with no cushion. Yeah.
で、FD ジャパンでもあんまりね壁多くはないんですが、唯一このね結構ハイスピードのところから壁、通っていかなきゃいけない部分、この岡山サーキットでねちょっと怖い部分あると思いますが頑張っていってもらいたいと思います。さあ続いてのドライバーです。ゼッケン614ケン・ヨン HKGSA このトヨタのアルテッツァです。さあこのねケン選手の1本目どんな感じでしょうか。 Let's see how Ken is doing his first run here at Okayama.
See here, he's coming around through the pitch right there, kicking a little dust out, bringing it back around into this outer zone 1, getting 2 tires real deep in that zone. Let's see the adjustment he's going to make. Oh, looks like he adjusted himself a little bit too much through the touch and go, but able to hang on, not deep enough into that outer zone 2, unfortunately. Bringing it back around
という考えでいくと得点入ってもちょっとねラインとかいろいろ空いている、安定感はそんなになかったと思います。Not so fluid, kind of. I'm not going to say all over the place, but he seems like he's still trying to figure out the sweet spot on the track. Line-wise, it doesn't look like he's really tight on the outside zone for the touch and goes either. So we'll see how the score is going to come out. 今のね、全体的にラインもちょっとね、うまくトレースできていない部分とかあったと思いますが、こちらドローンの映像です。Go ahead and check out the drone view.
And you can see right there him dipping the tire. And like Robbie was talking about during the drivers meeting, through this touch and go, he wants them to go full throttle. And then when they transition into that outer zone 2 is when they really got to adjust themselves and make sure they're going to make it to that outer zone 3. And you can see he missed outer zones 2 and 3, which is going to definitely affect his line. But he's got a run in the books. Now bringing it back around And there's a lot more cars running, 32 more cars plus another round of qualifying. Here it is, the drone clip is right above, just missing that touch and go region. Where those pylons are is where they want the rear end of that car to be.
そうなんです。このアウトゾーンとか、インフィリットとかですね、もちろんこのアウトゾーン3の壁沿い、カメラで見ていきますと、やっぱり結構、壁に寄れなかったのが多分目に見えたら分かります。That wall cam really makes it obvious where it's like you're not even close to the wall.
Exactly. And here we are. Let's see what he got. 60 for his first qualified run for Ken Young.
さあ、ケン・ヨン選手、1本目の走行60ポイント、やはりね、ちょっとラインが、取れていないのは痛いかもしれませんが、2本目期待したいと思います。Yeah, looking at the line score, he did get a big deduction, like I was saying, not too close to any of the areas, but we'll see how he's going to do for a second run. さあ、続いてのドライバーです。ゼッケン72番、西崎智春選手、種松 Thunderbird。S13 Shirubia. So here we go. It's the S13 Sylvia. It's only 350 horsepower, but here you go. Nishizaki owned this car for, he said, almost when it was brand new. So he's had this car for quite a
while. What is it, 2 years ago, I believe. So here he is coming back out, bringing his S13 out to this big track here, swinging around through that 3-2-1. Into this outer zone one right here. Nice job right on the bumper strip, bringing it back into this touch and go. Not too bad through that zone 3, deep in that outer zone 2. Wow, nice commitment through that outer zone 3 wall. Let's see how he carries it into this inside flip to the finish.
これは結構この馬力の、350って書いてあったんですけど、まあそんなにすごい馬力がいっぱいあるようには見えないんですが、それなりのグリップ力と安定感でちょっと走り抜けている、ちょっとね、やっぱり若干迫力では足りないところはありますが、なんか必要な場所をこうブレーキしていくような頑張っているのは、見えますね。You can see, it doesn't have the amount of horsepower, and it doesn't look super crazy. But it looks like he's laying it down and doing what he's supposed to be doing wherever he's at. So I'd have to say it was a pretty decent run for it.
Good throttle through that outer zone one into the touch and go right back into that outer zone 3 wall. Let's see how he carries it into this inside flip to the finish. Horsepower. Struggle that he has with 350 horsepower to make it happen.
Yeah, but I'd have to say, very, not a whole lot of speed. He can't do it. Doesn't have to. But it looks very smooth overall. So, I'd have to say the commitment level is just a crazy amount because of the way the car is. ということで、すごい調整がいっぱい入ってるわけでもなく、結構スムーズに走り切れたんじゃないかなと思います。
And there you are, 79 for his first qualified run.
西崎選手1本目79ポイント、79ポイントです。さあね、すごい馬力がなくてもこういう大きいコースうまくバランス、よく走れる、それもねこのワンメイクタイヤの醍醐味なんじゃないかなと思いますが、さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン82番糸山修平選手 Makeup Garage B2. Yeah, so maybe the horsepower difference isn't super big, especially because we have more technology.
True, exactly. Keeps it fair across the board. Just taking an aggressive approach to that 2-1. Flicking it around into his outside one, right on the edge of the track right there, before the bubble strip. Adjusting himself into the approach. And that's another thing that we can talk about. Is you saw that bump right there, right before that outer zone wall. Getting a little bit more suspense and making it a little harder for these drivers. But you can see the adjustment that he made.
Yeah, so because of that huge correction, it looked like everything was going good for him. For Okayama, but going into the area outside those 2 correction, that's not going to be an incomplete. It's still counted for a huge outside correction, but it is a huge correction. It's going to hurt the fluidity for on the south side of it. ということでね、今のは調整をしなきゃいけない部分、アウトドアですから、何
long right there, right before that outer zone 3 wall.
全体的の流れでスムーズに走らなきゃいけない部分では大きく点数を引いていますので、ちょっとですね、今のアウトゾーン2から3もね、すごく難しい部分、先ほどのね、岩崎選手もそこでちょっと車が戻ってしまったので、やっぱりブレーキングに集中しすぎると今度アクセル音を忘れてしまって車が戻ってしまうような感じがしました。So it looks like they're concentrating on slowing the car down where they forget to get back on throttle, then the car basically grips up too much on the back and then corrects.
And yeah, really affected by that. Got a 53 on his first qualify run.
ということで糸山選手の1本目は、53ポイント、53ポイントです。さあ皆さんね、この前に走っている車のを見ながら勉強する人もいると思いますが、どんどん参りたいと思います。続いてのドライバーです。S15 シルビアで、スタートしてにもいます。ゼッケン333、田辺海斗選手、Dear Motorsports in Junction. So here we go, we got Tanabe. In his S15, he's already at the start line. He's ready to go.
See how Tanabe's going to do.
Oh, 振り出せなかったまんま何かトラブルなのか、とりあえず振り出しができなかったのか、ちょっとね400馬力くらいなのでそんなに振り出しができないということはそこまで食ってるのかな。I'm not sure if he couldn't initiate because he has too much grip, but compared to the 400 horsepower he specs, so he's got only 400 horsepower. I don't think this much. He can't even initiate. So it might be some kind of maybe an issue or something happened to the car. So hopefully he can get that back together for the second run. ということでね、もしトラブルとかね何かだったら、2本目に、なんとかそれを直して戻ってこれるように頑張ってもらいたいと思います。残念ながら、1本目がノーポイントです。That's an incomplete for Tanabe's first run. あ、やっぱトラブルだな。Yeah, it looks like yeah, something happened to his car because he's stopped. So we're gonna have to tow his car off real quick. 今ですね、ちょっと車を、レッカーしに行かなきゃいけなくなると思いますが。
And just like every round, this is FDJ2, so it's both in English and Japanese because we're on the PA system. And I see what you guys are saying out there. I'm checking out the chats.
What are they saying?
Right
you guys talking smack?
Nah, a little bit of audio issues out there. We're not trying to break you guys' speakers, pop them or anything. So we're trying to square that away for you.
No. We have to talk quietly.
We'll just let the cars do all the talking.
ということでね、今ですね、ケニーも説明していましたが、FDJ2 はね、一年中ですね、この一つのチャンネルで英語と日本語の放送をしていきます。そしてライブストリームもそうなので、ちょっとね、英語と日本語が行き交ってしまう部分がありますが、申し訳ないです。お付き合いください。J1 は、日本語の放送、英語の放送2つに分かれているので、そちらは、また明日、予選が J1 の予選あります。それを、ご覧ください。So yeah, just going back to FDJ, we have the English side and the Japanese side. So J2 we have English and Japanese going back and forth. FDJ we have our English channel and the Japanese channel. Yeah, so whichever you want to hear. If you want to hear the true JDM power, go to the Japan side. But if you want to hear the American, not American, this is English. Yeah. I keep saying American. Man, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know any better. So don't point that out if you don't live in the States. It's the English channel, okay? And it's not. And I don't think, is this even the proper English? Because it really depends on where you're from.
I guess it's proper enough English. Talking about drifting. It's proper
enough.
There you go.
Yes,
it's its own language of its own, so it's all good.
ということで、よくね、英語のチャンネルことをね、アメリカのチャンネルとかってよく言うんですけどね、別に英語を話すのはアメリカだけじゃないで、いろんな国で英語を話せるんでね、英語のチャンネル、そして日本語のチャンネルと分かれております。
And right now on the screen, you can see him getting towed off. This is a 2.3-mile course, but they're obviously cutting it down. Whenever we come down to the tandem battles, they're going to be whipping right back around and going back to the start line.
Yes.
So here we are. We're going to be moving on. Our next competitor qualifying.
さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン215高田健選手 from Garage Takata with Auto Shop Wise。 さあこういう車の色って多分ね虫がいっぱい寄ってくるらしいんですよ。I think a lot of bugs get attracted to colors.
They really do.
But it's a bright car. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car, beautifully built. Here he is coming around through that 3-2-1.
さあこれはいいラインに乗せ、ちょっと行き過ぎちゃった。
Get a little bit of tires there through the outer zone line. Nice job through the touch and go. The commitment coming around. Can he hold on to it? Oh, bailing out right before outer zone 3.
今のはちょっとタッチ&ゴー付近から振り返すまでの間がちょっと付き合いすぎちゃった感じです。今の勢いはすごい良かったんです。今の勢いをちょっと早めに殺して早くに振り返せば、クリアできたんじゃないかなと思います。惜しいです。Yeah, that's unfortunate because he had the commitment and I think that he was on throttle a little bit too much where he should have did a transition earlier because right here he's on throttle a little too long on the wrong way and he should have clicked harder, faster earlier.
And that's the big thing he talked about at the drivers meeting is being able to go through the transition from the touch and go and flicking back around into outer zone 2 to kind of decel the car and get it prepped and ready for that outer zone 3.
Let's make it official. It's an incomplete. 高田選手は1本目のポイント残念。2本目期待したいと思います。今ね、ドライバーズミーティングの方でもお話ししたんですが、ジャッジが、もちろんね、ラインもアングルもあるんですが、スタイルは、の得点がね、伸びる方法といったら、タッチ&ゴーから早めに振り返して、そこでブレーキングをするという、走り方がいいんじゃないかなとお話ししていました。さあ、続いてのドライバー絶景222、田島雄一選手、Geo Motorsports and Junction。田島選手、さっきね、チーム田辺選手は車がトラブルを起こしたみたいなので、田島選手はどんな感じでしょう。The team was teammate Tanabe. It looked like he had some vehicle issues earlier. Let's see how he can make this work.
A little bit of an adjustment through that outer zone 3 with throttle control, bringing it back around. Not able to make it all the way out to that outer zone 3 right there. Center portion definitely needs to be cleaned up on his second qualified run, but we'll see what the judges are going to give him.
スムーズはスムーズなんですけど、この要所要所でこのちょっとアウトポイント出口で振られましたが、この一つずつをもうちょっとこのパパパッとしてもらいたい。ウォールのところでもちょっとサイドが入りましたが、yeah, so there's an e-brake pull up the wall, a little bit of wavering coming outside zone 1, but also overall looks like the flow isn't as good, like the commitment isn't there where he's really he's taking care of things when it comes to him, and he's not moving accordingly where
he's reacting to
he's reacting a little bit, yeah, exactly, so it doesn't look like he's fully committed.
That center. Yeah, and this is one of those tracks you have to be committed. You have to know where you want to position the car, because if you find yourself on the wrong side, that wall will come up quick, and or with this touch and go, you're going to lose control.
そうなんです。ここはね、もちろんね、あまりにもパパパパッといろいろ走ってしまいますと、もちろんそのウォールがあったり、コースアウトしてしまう部分がありますが、やはり、そこはですね、ゆっくりと一つずつ淡々と走っていくんではなくて、やはり全部流れとして、全体的な流れ、でスムーズにできればいいかなと思います。さあ、田島選手1本目73ポイント。That's a 73 for Tashima's first run。さあまだまだね、アングルの方もそうですし、ポイントを稼いでいく部分いっぱいあります。2本目、期待したいと思います。There's a lot he could work on. He left a lot on the table, but let's see what he can do for a second run. Looking forward to it. さあ、続いてこちら JZX100 の、マーク2で参戦、そして今スタートラインに立っております、続いてのドライバーゼッケン235後藤光信選手、ティーン鉄人 with Lavka。
Rocking the JZX100 Mark II. There he is leaving the chicane now. Let's see how he's going to do on his first ball. Bringing it around. Nice job carrying it through. Is it going to be enough though? Looks like he's making a little bit of a waiver and adjustment through that first part of outer zone 1, missing the second portion of it. Not the cleanest one we've seen for the start of the run, and then unable to get right there through the outer zone 3 deep into that zone.
もうちょっと先ほどのね、田島選手のこちら注目してもらいたいのがアウトゾーン1なんですが、この安全な確保ができてからここから入ったアクセル入れますみたいな感じで、やはりこのコミットメントというこの勢い、やはりこのスピードを走る勢いというのはちょっとやはり、まだ1本目では出し切れてない部分があります。And outside zone 1, as you saw that, he really waited until he is clear to get on throttle, and we want early throttle wherever you're at. And I would have to say that's a loss of commitment there. Where he did have to, kind of wait until he knew he was in the safe area to make to give it more throttle.
Yeah, he really let his car settle in, get through that bump or that dip in that outer zone 3.
ということでね、やはりアクセルオンができる限り、振り出してから速い状態がいいので、今だと結構その振り出してからアウトゾーン1のもう1に入る前にはもう必ずもうスモークが上がってアクセルを入れてなきゃいけない部分っていうのはあるので、そういうところではちょっとスタイルの部分、スタイルポイントでは減点があったと思います。あとはね、全体的にラインもやはり、まだ多分ね、今朝の練習だけ、しか走ってない人もいるので、ちょっとね、この広いハイスピードなコース、どこを走っていいのかっていうのはちょっと分かりづらい部分もあるかもしれません。I mean, the track is a lot bigger and also it's a lot faster too, so it might be hard for the drivers to figure out where to drive on the track.
And there you are, 70 for his first qualify run.
さあ、1本目、後藤選手70ポイント、70ポイントです。さあということでね、本当は次のドライバーがゼッケン350、なんですが、ゼッケン350の鈴木選手なんですが、1本目がちょっとキャンセルということで、1本目ノーポイントです。So Suzuki not making his first run, that's going to be an incomplete for his first run. さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン144 Daniel Mesmer、 オーストラリアからのドライバー The Sideways Experience、 It's 1号です。
See how Mesmer is going to do. He's out at FDJ2 now. Struggling to see what he has to do on his first qualifying run. Coming through that 3-2-1, bringing it around, bringing his outer zone 1 right here. Not able to get all the way out there, but getting his tire right on the edge of that track, bringing it back through the touch and go into this outer zone 3 here. Or 2, coming out outer zone 3, just hanging on right there. Oh, and a huge adjustment into that outer zone 3. That wall comes up quick.
Yeah, it does, and he didn't like. This might be the same situation as earlier where we saw Takada. It looked like he didn't do a transition. He hung on to the throttle after the wall, where he was a little late, where he couldn't set himself up going to the wall and outside zone 3. And also there was the initiation too. The e-brake pull was pretty long. So as a style judge, there's some things that I'd have to look over again. But it's an incomplete because he did straighten after got close to the wall. So that's an incomplete. But you know what? There's a lot of punch behind this car, so it's like looking forward to seeing what he's going to do for a second run.
Exactly. The potential between the car and the driver, it's there. So we're going to see how he's going to do his second qualify run. Unfortunately, he got an incomplete on his first run.
ということでね、残念ながら1本目ダニエル・メスマー選手は、ノーポイントとなってしまいました。やはりね、タッチ&ゴーのエリアで。もうちょっとその後早くに切り返していかないといけない部分なんですが、ウォールのエリアちょっと車戻ってしまったのでノーポイントとなってしまいました。2本目期待していきたいと思います。さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン773七海です。塚本七海選手 from 日比野宿、 Everybody's favorite car JCA 80 Supra.
Let's see how she's going to do on her first qualify run out here, leaving the chicane, approaching the 3-2-1. First stretch, bringing it into this outer zone 1 here. It's very clean through there. A little shallow through that outer zone 1, not able to get all the way through that zone, bringing it back around through the touch and going into this outer zone 2. Oh, coming in real high. Just giving a tap right there.
やっぱり今の塚本選手もそうなんですが、このタッチ&ゴーの後、多分皆さんその減速のエリアをパッパと 角度をもっとつけて早いうちに、このジャッジ席前アウトゾーン2で早くに振り返して減速をしなきゃいけないんですが、いやーちょっとウォールにぶつかってしまいました。There was a Yeah, so it's going to be an incomplete, unfortunately. But yes, she did go into the tire barrier next to the wall. Unfortunately, I mean, just from watching the view here as she drove away from it, it looks like maybe it might be cosmetic damage on the vehicle. I'm not sure if there's anything from suspension, but she's got only 20-30 cars to go. She's going to have to run her second run. So このね2本目までにどれだけちょっとサスペンションにダメージがあるのかちょっと分かりませんが、この映像で見る限りだともしかしたらその外装だけのダメージなのかもしれませんが、その他はちょっと分からないので、頑張って車直してきてもらいたいと思いますが、1本目残念ながら、ノーポイントです。Yeah, so there you go. It's an official incomplete for Nanami. See, that's the hard part where you're trying to commit, but if you do it in the wrong way, you could end up in the wall. You could end up, a lot of bad things could happen to you. But that's what we're watching to see. It's supposed to be really hard for the drivers to make a clean run and be committed and be able to pull that off. So,
and like you always say, you got to have the right line from the start in order to get where you need to go. And unfortunately, a lot of these cars are finding themselves in the wrong spot at that touch and go, lining them up in a bad situation for that wall.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm just talking out of my
rear end.
My rear end, but I mean, I don't know, maybe they should loosen it up a little bit and grab another gear. I don't know, so it looks like they're not throwing so much angle through the track where the car wants to go more forward than being sideways, so they end up being a step ahead, being a little deeper into the turn where we want the car to be sideways. And the dream come true will be right after you leave touch and go, do a quick transition, and you start using the angle of the car to slow the car down going to the outside zone 3 wall. But ということでね、このアングルを使いながら、減速していくという走り方をもうちょっと、皆さんできれば、成功率上がるんではないかなと思いますが、話している途中にもうスタートしましたゼッケン117稲岡祐希選手、ジャンクション and Deer Motorsports R34 スカイライン、さあこのクーペで
Inaoka bringing it around to the outer zone 1 right there, dipping a tire through that outer zone, but real deep, coming around through the touch and go. Nice job through the touch and go into this outer zone 2 here.
いいですね、今の。いいですねって言っちゃうの戻っちゃった。I said that was good and then he corrected.
Right there, huge correction
But
into that outer zone 3.
I'd have to say that was actually, how can I say it, where he wanted to put the car and the way he wanted to put the car was actually pretty good. Going from the touch and go to the outside zone. Just go to check out the replay again. このリプレイちょっともう一回見ていきたいと思います。タッチアンドゴーから結構パッパッとこのアウトゾーンに、パッパッといかないとアウトゾーンに過ぎちゃうんでね、アウトゾーン2の最初の部分って言えばいいんですかね。Yeah, if you don't do a quicker transition, basically you're doing a transition while you're going through outside zone 2, which is in front of the judging area. So that's something that we have to look at as well. さあ、残念ながら1本目ノーポイントとなってしまいました稲岡。 First run is going to be an incomplete, that's official. Hopefully he can come back, show us something better for the second one. さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン10番甲斐健一選手 D-Like with 鉄人
At the line, ready to go. For those of you that are out there, either in the crowd or in the pits or out there watching, like Joyce Online said, right there's the pin for the qualifying bracket, so you can follow along. And here he is bringing it around Kai into this outer zone 1 here. Looking very aggressive, but a huge adjustment into that zone, or coming up to the zone, bringing it around into this touch and go. Got through the touch and go, coming in outer zone 3, but getting right back on it, committing himself to that outer zone 3 wall. Nice job bringing it into this inside clip here, finishing strong.
今の、ウォールエリアなんですが、ちょっと躊躇したのか姿勢が乱れたんですが、そこまで行くやはりあの勢いですね。これやばい、いけないかもっていう気分を、こっちにこう見せてくれるような走りってやっぱりエキサイティングなので、これはねちょっと成功は綺麗には収められなかったんですが、この部分ですね、もうちょっと早く振り返してアウトゾーンに途中で振り返す形になりましたが、なかなかだったんではないかなと思います。That was a lot of commitment And I'd have to say, the correction he made at outside zone 1 and the correction he made at outside zone 3, he did have a lot of commitment because I thought he wasn't going to make it around the wall, and he did. So that's the type of stuff that we would like to see. And I know it's dangerous, but if he is able to pull that off, I think I would have went crazy on the south score too.
Exactly. That initiation, he had a little bobble, but like you said, the commitment, you'll see right here, the smoke trail, he keeps throttling all the way through like they were talking about in the drivers meeting, going from outer zone 1 through the touch and go. They want to have continuous throttle, and then right here when he flicks it back is whenever he kind of has to adjust himself and use the angle to slow him down to get to that outer zone 3.
今のですね、いっぱい修正する部分あると思いますが、このね、ウォールでのちょっと調整だったりそういう部分はありますが、でも勢いはね、多分今までのドライバーで一番あるかもしれないですね。He looked like that was the most committed out of all the drivers that I've seen till now.
So far, and a lot of people out there agree with you too.
Thank you guys. Love you guys.
All right, here we are. What did he get? An 80 right there. Top score so far in qualify.
さあ、甲斐選手1本目80ポイントです。やはりちょっと修正をしなきゃいけない部分ありましたが、そういう部分なくしていけばアングルのスコアも伸びますし、スタイルのスコアも伸びていると思うので、これは全然まだまだ上、甲斐選手狙えると思います。I think Kai could go for a lot higher score because all you have to do is make adjustments where that's going to help his angle score, that's going to help his style score, where it's going to be better if he cleans everything up. But I think the commitment was all there, and like you guys said, you guys agree. さあ、続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン2番、ラバー博士、Dr. Rubber from AMC Racing。さあ、前々回か。前回なかったですね。今回、岡山、帰ってまいりました。He's back. Missing the Okayama round here.
Yeah, he has a lot of spectators that come out to see him. He runs a YouTube channel, bringing it around into this outer zone 1. Nice job on that rumble strip, deep into that rumble strip, bringing it back around through these touch and go, flicking it back. Oh, dipping a tire right there, hanging on to it. Nice job committing to that zone right there. Could have been deeper, obviously, but here he is bringing it around through this inside clip to the finish line.
いやー、こちらもなかなかまだね、直せる部分はいっぱいあるんですが、全体的な流れでいうと、先ほどの甲斐選手とちょっと似てる部分はあります。通るところもね、しっかりなんとか通ろうとしています。このね、アウトゾーン、にちょっと振り返すのがちょっとだけ遅いかなという感じ。遅いとやはりラインがアウトゾーン最初の方に行ってしまうという感じになってしまいますが、全体的には、なかなかな走りだったんではないかなと思います。Yeah, I'd have to say, if he can do a transition earlier, going to the outside zone 2 to 3, because he seems like he's doing a transition like at the beginning of the outside zone 2, which kind of gets him a little too deep going to outside zone 3, so he has to leave the zone a little too early. It's kind of a wonky line. He can adjust that, clean that up. I mean, I think he could get a very, very decent score.
Exactly.
ちょっとね、この壁カメラで言うと、やはりまだまだ遠いなというのは分かります。So you can see the wall cam we got for the wall. You can tell how far they are from the wall.
All right, we'll see what the judges' total score is going to be. And there you are, 79 for Dr. Rubber.
さあ、ラバー博士1本目79ポイント、79ポイント。So that's a 79. And I think that's a tie for second right now. 今ね、2位タイだと思います。
But there's a lot more cars going down. We're going to have another round to qualify for this FDJ2, but we're not even halfway done through the list right now.
まだね、今、参加ドライバーまだ半分地点まで来てないです、1本目。なので、まだまだいっぱいドライバー、待ち構えているので、頑張っていただきたいと思います。さあ、続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン32番、大関和也選手、Twins Inc. with Murata Motors with Tops Racing。さあ、it's Ozeki in this aggressive looking S15。アグレッシブな見た目のこの S15。
Here is Ozeki coming around through the 3-2-1. Yanking on the e-brake, bringing it around to the outer zone 1 here. Dipping, huge correction. Almost dipping 3 tires, but unfortunately straightening halfway through that outer zone 1. going to give him an incomplete on his first qualifier run.
ちょっとね、残念ながら1本目の、予選の走りなんですが、アウトゾーン1でノーポイントになってちょっとね、ドリフト状態保ってなかったので車が戻ってしまいましたが、なんか回転が低い感じがしてちょっと元気がないかなと思いますが、もっとねバンバン、回転上げながらつなげればいいかなと思います。2本目、期待していきたいと思います。So yeah, it's crazy when you watch the J2 guys. They seem very, they're not aggressive on
timid.
They're timid on the throttle. Where, you know, the US guys and the J1 guys, you see a lot of throttle, and that's what we want to see. That's like all the excitement. We want to see a lot of smoke. We want to see a lot of cars going sideways.
Exactly, but what I gotta say is some of these track stores is new to some of these drivers that are new to the series, because you don't just get to come out here at Okayama and make it happen. Unfortunately, they don't have just drift days going on.
Hey, but we got guys like Kali. I mean, obviously he's a WRC champion, but he's competing in the FDJ1 too. But he comes in and kind of does amazing.
Yeah, he did a good
talking
job.
About being amazing and outside of the country, it's car number 11, Sam Lucas. Sam with Gamer, Subs, and B4. さあ、サミット、サム・ルーカ選手、1本目、エキサイティングな進入から、スタートしました。
Here he is coming out of outer zone 1. Nice job right there.
飛び出てるけど、
huge angle leaving that outer zone 2, bringing it right back around through this outer zone 2 here, committing to the wall.
これまでにない横向け感、そしてエキサイティングな、いっぱいアクセル入ってます。That was, I'd have to say that was one of the more exciting runs that we saw throughout this morning, because
man, that's a mean machine he's piloting.
There's style going into the initiation. The car sideways, there's a lot of throttle. Yes, he's 2 tires off at the outside zone 1. Late coming off the outside zone 1 as well, but he can adjust himself going sideways a little bit more. A little late getting into the outside zone 2 because of the transition. But, sideways-wise and style-wise, I have to say it's like very, committed.
Yeah, very aggressive. I know a lot of y'all out there are waiting for him to go. Here it is, his first qualify run for Samet. Bringing our, look at that hard angle he had at this latter half of outer zone 1, bringing it right back around, adjusting himself. And let's see how close he got to this wall. Yeah, not bad at all right there. Probably the closest we've seen today so far in the qualify, first run of qualify.
さあ、こちらですね、ちょっとアウト出過ぎちゃってる部分ありますが、アクセルを緩めることなく、振り返しがちょっと遅い、部分、そして壁沿いもね、今まで以上に一番多分ウォール近いところを走っていっていると思いますが、さあ、このサム・ルーカス選手の1本目の走り、どんな走りでしょうか。さあ、お子さんも見てます。
Oh, there we are right there, 82, top qualifier right now.
サム・ルーカス選手、現在のところトップの82ポイント、82ポイントです。さあ、このまま続いて80点台が続くのか。続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン320、稲岡拓也選手、Vehicle Racing、186ですね。It's 180SX driven by Inaoka. Let's see what he's got for us to see here at Okayama.
Here we are, Inaoka, very aggressive driver, coming in real hot to this 3-2-1. Nice job, a little bit of adjustment right there, bringing it into this outer zone 1. Not carrying a lot of angle through that outer zone 1 and through the touch and go, coming in real hot through the outer zone 2. Is he going to be able to hang on to it into this outer zone 3? Unfortunately not.
戻ってはいないけど、いらないところでやはり戻りそうになったので減速をしてしまいましたね。That's going to be a huge deduction on my side of it. He had to pull out angle because he probably thought he was going to go into the wall. And he almost lost drift coming out of the wall. And like you said, I think it seems like he's just trying to go fast, but that's not what we want.
Yeah, he took a lot of angle out from outer zone 1 and that touch and go.
I want you guys to watch where these vehicles are doing the transition at the outside zone 2. A lot of these guys are transitioning through outside zone 2 where we want the car to start. Let's go ahead and check this out. Let me go ahead and point it out to you. 今ね、皆さんにこのアウトゾーン2の振り返しが遅れている部分をちょっと、ここもアウトゾーン2がもう今のところでスタートしているので、振り返しがもうちょっとやっぱり早いところでテキパキとした振り返しって言えばいいんですかね、ができたらなと思います。I think they have to do a transition more quickly, like a better pace. It looks like they're kind of hanging on to it a little bit too long.
Yeah, it looks like their transition's happening midway through that outer zone too. Well, like Robbie said, it looks like he's going to get some points on the board for that run. It was very close of an incomplete through that outer zone 3 with a large adjustment, the huge adjustment that he made.
Yeah, so outside of the adjustment, there's not a whole lot. Like, that was the biggest thing where, he had to get a good amount of score docked.
And there you are, 70 for his first qualify run.
さあ、稲岡選手の1本目、70ポイント、70ポイントです。さあ、続いてのドライバーです。ゼッケン919、Echo Gao from 1087X, Rocket Bunny Racing. Now, Echo just came out from Okubuki, and at last Nico, she's just kind of surprising everybody. She just came out of nowhere and just started, drive really hard.
Yeah, she's a very aggressive driver. Right here in the R32.
Oh,
look at that right there. Repping the 1087 energy drink, bringing it back around through the outer zone 2 there, into this outer zone 3. Nice job ripping it around here through the inside clip to that finish. And yes, she is a very aggressive driver, not scared to give it pedal to the metal.
そうなんです。結構ね、アグレッシブなドライバーで、このアウトゾーン1なんですが、ちょっとアウトゾーン1は、いい角度で1本出たかなぐらいなんですが、ずっとアクセル音、回路長いです。そしてね、彼女の得意の角度を結構つけていく走り。ちょっとね、アウトゾーン2から3に行くところ、ちょっとだけ躊躇して走っていったんですが、全体的に、1本決めてきました。Looks like, her aggression kind of stopped before going to the outside zone 3. It might be a little intimidating, but I like the way she handled outside zone 1. A lot of angle, a lot of throttle. And going here where you can see the trail, smoke trail, she's not letting off until she got, closer to the outside zone 2 area. So there is a little bit of a line area where she can adjust at the wall. But overall, I would have to say a pretty decent run.
We'll see what the rest of the other judges say for her first qualify run. Yeah, another thing is this is swapped over too.
Swapped over. Oh, that's right.
81.
エコーガオ選手81ポイント、81ポイントです。まだまだ伸びしろがいっぱいあるので、2本目期待していたいと思います。Looking forward to seeing her second run because she's got a lot of points on the table. さあ、こちら続いてのドライバーも女性ドライバーで28番深田いつき選手 from Toto House Team Dunlop, another female driver. 2 drivers in a row. It's Ricotta. Her father is the FDJ driver, and this is his daughter.
Yep, she's in the JZX 100 Chaser, bringing around through the 321. Nice job. Let's see how she rides around into this outer zone 1, dipping a tire, but able to hang on through this touch and go. Not bad, and here it is, the approach to that outer zone 3 wall. Very smooth through that transition, bringing it back around to this inside. Oh, coming too aggressive with the flick right there.
今安心してさあ1本目終わりましたって言おうとした瞬間、なんと振り返って痛恨のスピンをしてしまいました。アウトゾーン1では、2脱、全体的にスムーズな感じで走っていったんですが、ここでいきなり乱れるとは思ってもいませんでした。She looked really smooth going through the outside zone 1 and throughout the track, and I did not expect that flick.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. So hopefully everything's okay. But yeah, we'll see what she's going to do for the second run.
Exactly.
2本目にね、期待するしかないですね。
That's unfortunate. You got to go all the way through drift into the finish, and right there, right before the finish, she lost it.
いや、フィニッシュ間際は悔しいですね。Yeah, it's like right before the finish line too, because that would have been a scored run.
Exactly.
さあ、続いてのドライバー、前回、I think he took. Oh no, he was second, I think, last event. さあ、前回表彰台に乗っています、ゼッケン219、杉田秀彦選手、Worker. Yeah, coming off the podium, because you weren't here for the Nico round, but he was on the podium, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry, he wasn't.
There he is, bringing it around in the C33 Laurel. Old school Laurel right here. You don't see many competing, bringing it around. The Nissan four-door big body representing.
I know why I said podium. He won qualify at Nikko.
That's what it was.
日光で、そう、ごめんなさい、予選、一番トップで、杉田選手トップですね。さあ、杉田選手なんですが、ちょっとアウトゾーン1、ラインが外している。タッチ&ゴーもラインがちょっと外れている。でもね、アウトゾーン2から3に行く姿勢はなかなかいい感じです。So I'd have to say it's kind of an average run by Sugita. He did miss out. Not a whole lot of commitment, but he did miss out on the line at outside zone 1. And not a whole lot of commitment going towards the wall. So I know that he was away from the touch and go. He kind of got into the edge of the outside zone 1, in the middle of the zone. Didn't get super close to the wall. さあ、杉田選手1本目77ポイント。
77 for Sugita's first qualify run right there.
まずまずのスコアなんじゃないでしょうか。I would have to say that would be probably an average. I think maybe in the 70s is like almost a C if you want to do A, B, C, D, F, but we'll see. さあ、続いてのドライバーです。こちらもいつもノリノリ。Exciting driver to watch, car number 786, Khan Rohab, our nation. It's Rohab Khan, driving his S15.
Bringing it around right here into that outer zone 1. Trying to keep his car in line there, leaving a little early through the outer zone 1, but coming back around through the touch and go, getting right back on it. Real shallow through that outer zone 3. Needs to be a little bit deeper against that wall. But here he is, finishing up strong. Getting some points on the board for his first qualify run for Rohab.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it looks like he missed his initiation where he had to reinitiate after the 1 cone. So that's going to be a sizable deduction at the entry. But his outside zone 1, touch and go, and the way he is handling this, if he had a little bit more commitment going into the outside zone 2 area, I think he would have cleared the outside zone 3. But I would have to say, the way he handles the car overall, other than, you know, the late initiation area, I think it was one of the best that I've seen because he's putting the car where it needs to be, right here. See, as you can see, he does a transition, and the car, left rear of the car is at the outside zone 2 before the beginning of the outside zone 2, instead of some of these guys doing a transition during. So that's something that we want to look at, and hopefully he can get that initiation area handled before the next run.
Exactly. Initiation in that outer zone 3, getting a little bit deeper against that wall. But like you said, that corner of the car, making it from start to finish in that outer zone 2 is key. So we'll see what the overall judges' score is going to be for Rohab's first qualify run today.
So Rohab 選手1本目76ポイント。That's a 76 from Rohab's first run. さあ2本目、伸びしろいっぱいあります。期待したいと思います。There's a lot he can do for a second run. Hopefully he can get that together. Looking forward to seeing the second run. さあ続いてのドライバーはゼッケン168箕輪正代選手。Hey man. さあ、奥井吹のラウンドがお休みだったんですね。Yeah, and
she didn't make it.
Yeah, she didn't make it to Okayama. And I think last Nico she wasn't able to qualify either. So hopefully she can get her mojo back.
Exactly, yeah. The A game back. Here she is approaching the 3-2-1, bringing it out of the 3-2-1. A little bit of a takeaway there, coming around into this outer zone 2, dipping 2 tires. We're going to see how this second half goes through the touch and go into this outer zone 2. Not quite deep enough into that outer zone 2. Maybe focusing a little bit too much through that outer zone 3. But leaving a lot between the touch and go, outer zone 2, dipping the 2 tires.
ちょっと、全体的に勢いが落ちていく感じだったんですが、コミットメントの部分ではちょっと、 ポイント伸ばせない、スムーズはスムーズなんですけど、やはりラインも、もうちょっとね、タイヤ2脱アウトゾーン1でもしましたし、アウトゾーン1に入っていくところが少しラインがずれて奥めになったのかなという感じですね。やはり最初のコーナーから、ペースを、作っていった方が、全体的に走りやすい感じにはなると思います。Yeah, so, I think she missed out on the beginning of the outside zone 1 where that kind of messed up the line for her, so she was a little deeper at the touch and go. So since she was deeper, she couldn't throw a crazy amount of angle, so she had to pull out some angle throughout the track and couldn't get into deep area of outside zone 2 area as well. So we'll see what the other judges have as a score as well.
And there you are, 73 for Minoa.
さあ、ミノア選手の1本目73ポイント、73ポイントです。まだまだね、改善の余地がいっぱいある、スコアだと思うので2本目期待したいと思います。さあ、続いてのドライバーゼッケン67番大友隆一選手、小松レーシング。さあ、珍しい唯一のアルテッツァなのか、違う、ケン選手も今アルテッツァなんだな。アルテッツァ少ないですが結構いい車両みたいですよ。That's a pretty good car, man. I know you see a lot of IS in the States, but you don't see much in comp drifting in Japan, so there's 2 here in FDJ2.
Exactly. A Komatsu Racing built car coming around, trying to get his car adjusted right for this outer zone 1, dipping a tire right there, bringing it through into this touch and go. Not quite deep enough through that outer zone 2 and outer zone 3, so he left a lot on the table on the track out there through those zones, bringing it back around into that inside clip.
ちょっとやっぱり
Yeah, it looks like through the 3-2-1, they're struggling to get their cars to flick for that outer zone 1.
ちょっとね、やっぱりこの振り出しの場所もそうなんですけど、車の飛ばし方がもしかしたらちょっと進入からですね、やっぱり進入内側に入っていくこのゼブラの上に右の前のタイヤが乗っている状態でもうアウトゾーン1はもう絶対遅れて入っていくっていう考えでいいと思います。But as you saw that when they initiate, you see the front right tire go on the rumble strip on the inside of the outside zone 1 area, or after the initiation. That means you're a little too small on the line, which makes you not able to clear the outside zone 1 from the beginning. And there you go.
Ultimo getting a 74 for his first qualify run.
ということで大友選手1本目74ポイントです。さあ、続いてのドライバーゼッケン78番池本和馬選手、Progress Project Mu Motis。やっぱね、コースアウトを恐れてちょっとちっちゃくねラインがなってしまう部分はあると思いますが、頑張ってダイナミックなラインを走っていってもらいたいと思います。I think it's intimidating to be on the edge of the track because obviously you don't want to be in the kitty litter and be on the outside. Going too far on the outside.
Exactly, because I've seen last year a lot of cars got sucked in right there.
A lot of these cars have been doing the same thing on the line.
He's bringing it back around. A little bit of an adjustment, not able to get all the way out to that outer zone 2. He focused a lot through that outer zone 3. It seems like a lot of these drivers are kind of neglecting outer zone 2 and focusing more on that outer zone 3, but unable to get their car all the way deep into that zone.
そうなんです。多分ね練習の時間とかもあると思うんですが、いち早くそれをねマスターできたドライバーが、ババンとスコアが伸びてくると思うんですが、こちら池本選手もちょっと全体的に消極的な走りなのでコミットメント部分勢いとしてはそんなにないかなと思います。アウトゾーン2から3に、かけてもですねちょっと車が大きくちらつく部分がありましたので、ちょっとねスタイル得点はそんなに大きくは伸びませんが、やはりこのねパターンとなっているこのドローンの映像でいくとちょっとインに、アウトゾーン1行く部分インに入りすぎちゃうとアウトゾーン1、最初の方からアウトゾーン寄れないので、そこからちょっと奥めのラインにどんどんなっていくので、そこを調整しなきゃいけないのは多分すごく難しくなっていくので、ダイナミックにアウトゾーン1も最初の方から、埋めていければもっと全体的にラインが楽になるんではないかなと思います。So many times, watching that drone view, the cars going over the inside clip, or it's not a clip, inside zone, is not going to make it, pan out to be a good run because of the line is a little bit too deep. さあ、1本目、池本選手70ポイント。 That's a 70 for Ikemoto's first run.
Exactly, and here we are. We're coming down to the top 10 drivers.
さあ、ベスト10の、ランキングの、ドライバーです。ゼッケン514、野村圭一選手、ティン九州、Uras and Cusco.
Let's see how Nomura's going to do. Clean R34 that he has here. Coming through the chicane now. Beautiful car. Now let's see how he's going to rip around this track. Coming up to this 3-2-1 here. Bringing it into this outer zone 1. Nice job right there on the edge of the track. Swinging it back around through the touch and go into this outer zone 2 here. Nice job right on the edge of the track. A little bit of adjustment through that hump right there into the outer zone 3. Yeah, very clean right there. Nice run by Nomura.
さあ今の、野村選手の走り、細かいこと言い出したらね、ラインとか、角度とかも、含めてなんですが、全体的にスタイルの得点でいうと、なかなか、スムーズに走れましたし、ちょっとねアウトゾーン3に行くところ少しだけ、躊躇した部分がありましたが、アクセルオン、全体的に早めで良かったんではないかなと思います。Looks like Nomura, I would have to say overall, very clean and I'm not going to say 100% commitment, but there are areas where he could have done a little more, like going to the outside zone 2 to 3 area where he kind of held back a little to be in the safe area.
Yeah, it took a little bit of angle away through that transition.
So he wasn't close to the wall, but overall I would have to say a pretty good run by
there
Nomura.
82 right there.
野村選手1本目82ポイント、82ポイントです。
Tied for the first qualify run right here for the top qualify run in the first round of qualify.
さあ今ねトップタイなので、2本目面白いことになってきました。さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン840山下和隆選手、カズパワー and Wakos with K Factory。さあ予選は山下選手結構予選ベテランなのでね、いい得点今までも取っています。さあ1本目どんな感じでしょう。
He's got a big power plant. This car is built for this track. Got a VR under the hood. Nice job right there on the edge of the track. Little less angle through the transition right there, through the touch and go, and then into outer zone 2. And it looks like from the start he didn't have a lot of angle through those zones. Carried it through into that outer zone 3, finishing strong right there. And you can see he has the power for this track. It's just a matter of manipulating it and getting in the right parts of the zones and keeping the angle all the way through. Dipping the tire right there through that 3-2-1.
そうですね、進入のところちょっとタイヤ1本はみ出てしまったんですが、全体的にスムーズですし、ただやはりタッチ&ゴーとアウトゾーン2のエリアは角度をちょっと浅めに車を前に持っていく形で、走っていたので、もうちょっとそこは横を向けてダイナミックに、減速ができていればいいなと思います。さあ山下選手1本目81ポイント。
Yamashita's first qualify run, 81 in the books. So we got a few 80 runs right now, looking solid.
80ポイント台が何台かいるので、このままどんどんベスト8ですね、これから、シリーズのどんな走りをしていくのか。続いてのドライバーゼッケン220石塚真一選手、Auto Garage S Cleve with Sunoco and Wisteria R33 Skyline Coupe.
See how Ishizuka's going to do. Like I was saying, Yamashi has a VR38 to clarify it. To the spectators out there watching us live, let's see how Ishizuka's going to do. Bringing it into this 3-2-1 in his R33. Nice job. Nice fluidity through that zone right there. Here he is, bringing it back into the touch and go. Deep in that outer zone 2. Looks like he lost a little bit halfway through that outer zone 3.
ちょっとね、やはり、アウトゾーン2からちょっと響いちゃったのかもしれませんが、アウトゾーン2から、の減速のタイミングというか、そういう部分で、タイミングと流し方でアウトゾーン3に行く姿勢が良くなかったので、ちょっと修正を入れてしまったがためにアウトゾーン3で少し崩れた感じがしました。It looked like the timing and everything when he was going through outside zone 2 kind of wasn't on par, which affected him outside zone 3.
There you go, 79 for his first qualify run.
石塚選手1本目79ポイント、79ポイントです。 さあ続いてのドライバーです。こちらもアグレッシブなドライバー、ゼッケン888ジャマケンラウダダカンパニー with freestyle。 さあジャマケン選手ね、今年は FDJ2 に参戦、なんか来年はもしかしたら J1 の方に行くという話を聞いていましたが、 I heard he's going to go back to FDJ1 next year.
Yeah, I gotta say, he's probably maxed this SR that he has under this hood out. It's completely maxed out. You'll hear it scream right here in front of us through this touch and go. But man, there it is right there. Very experienced driver coming around the outer zone too.
さあ壁沿い
Nice job through that outer zone 3. Had a little bit of a struggle this year, but able to collect himself. But we're going to see how he finishes on his second qualify run. Not too bad for his first qualify run.
今の走り全体的に勢いもありました。さあアウトゾーン1ですね。このもう SR もう限界ギリギリで走っている感じのこの SR なんですが、こちら、アウトゾーン2から3のエリアなんですが、角度をつけるのではなくちょっと減速を縦に車を合わせて3に入っていく形があったんですが、全体的に、スムーズでしたし、やはり、勢いも要所要所あるところがあったので、スコアも結構伸びるんではないでしょうか。Yeah, he didn't really use his angle to slow the car down. He really kind of shallowed up and braked and kind of drove safe into outside zone 3, if I'm making any sense. But he's not, using the angle correctly to slow down. But
Right now, he's the top qualifier.
しかしながらですが、ジャマケン選手84ポイント、現在トップに、予選トップに躍り出ました。1本目、さすがベテランドライバーです。さあ続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン34番斉藤翔選手、プロジェクトサツチーム SHS。 さあ斉藤選手もこのアグレッシブな、ドライバーです。ここね、もうみんなそうですね、この先6台アグレッシブしかない。
Yeah,
all 6 drivers we're going to see from here, all aggressive.
Exactly, and so far in the top 10, most of them all have scored in the 80s. Here it is right here. Sho Saito coming around this outer zone 1. He does a lot of practice tandeming in this vehicle, leaving outer zone 1 a little early, coming around through the touch and go into this outer zone 2 here.
Oh.
Very close to that wall. We'll have to see that angle of the camera later on, but here he is finishing strong through the inside clip into the finish.
さあこちら、またまたなんですがアグレッシブなドライバーが続きますが、こちら斉藤翔選手アウトゾーン1、ちょっと離れるの早いけど、このね2にアウトゾーン2に持っていくところ、もうちょっと早くに振り返せればなと思いますが、スーッとこう減速しながらアウトゾーン3、ちょっと近いところで通っていったんではないかなと思います。なので、ね、全体的に結構スムーズな走りができたと思います。さあこちらタッチ&ゴー、そしてこのでも振り返しの部分ちょうどいいかもしれないですね。でこちらこのウォール、今のカメラでいくとウォールの部分も、
right there.
結構近寄っていったんですが、斉藤選手1本目84ポイント。
Tied right now with Jamaken.
今ジャマケン選手と1位タイを、になりました。
Right there.
もう2本目がどうなるかちょっともう楽しみです。I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen.
Back-to-back 84s.
Yeah. さあ続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン131リュウマ選手、サムライスタイルレーシング、こちらも、若いドライバーですが、この大きい車体 JS
161 Aristo right
ですね、
here.
アリスト、この大きいコースに合うんじゃないかなと思います。It's a huge car and a huge track, so
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job this year, sitting at 212, fifth right now. Handling this car, especially on the small, nimble tracks that we had, but this car is built for this track right here. Speed, bringing it back around. Oh, a little bit of an adjustment, leaving that outer zone 2 to that outer zone 3, but getting right back on it. A lot of angle leaving that outer zone 3, but able to hang on, keeping the car in drift through the finish.
ちょっと、姿勢アウトゾーン2から3に行く部分も姿勢乱れてしまいました。その前まではね結構スムーズに走れていたんですが、とりあえず1本目スコアを、入れていくという感じで、走っていきました。この角度のつけ方もそうなんですが、アクセルの入れ方も結構ね回路多いんですが、やはりこのアウトゾーン、タッチ&ゴーからアウトゾーン2に行く付近ですね、ちょっと遅く 振り返したのかな。でその遅く振り返したら、今度はやっぱり姿勢が2から3に行く部分乱れてしまったので、1本目でも78ポイントです、龍馬選手。
78 for Ryuma's first qualify run.
さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン104、水野俊彦選手、ブラスラック MNY ガレドリ海鷲倉温泉。さあこのね鷲倉温泉ね、ローマ字で書いてもらったんで僕も読みやすいです。I always can't read the kanji, so they wrote it in English for me. Thank you.
Made it easy for you right here.
さあね、優勝もしている水野選手。He's won around this year, so he knows what to do to get on top of that podium.
Yeah, he's coming a lot more aggressive. Oh, looks like he might have 3 tires off right there through that outer zone 1, bringing it back around through the touch and go. But I gotta say, he's probably carried the most speed through that 3-2-1 into that outer zone 1.
Yes, he does. I mean, this is the old FDJ car, so it's a pretty built car, and I know, like you said, there's a lot of momentum going to the outside zone 1, but yes, there was a little bit too much where he did dip a tire, and that's going to be an incomplete. ということでね、このね、進入でも結構勢いがいっぱいあった、水野選手なんですが、ちょっとね、横にもうちょっと向けて、角度で止めていけばいいんだけど、ちょっと車が縦に進んでしまって、行きたくない部分、アウトゾーン1でタイヤが3本出てしまったので、これはノーポイントとなってしまいます。残念。That's an incomplete for Mizuno. Unfortunately, let's see what he's got for a second run.
Yeah, you can see how deep he was in the outer zone 1, making him struggle, go through the touch and go, and not able to get all the way out to that outer zone 2. But here we are, our top 3 competitors right now in the point standing. You got Harry Yoza at the line, sitting at a 277 overall in the series.
さあこちらトップ3です。これはみんなね、ポイントランキングチャンピオン争いの、3名です。ゼッケン43番、与座ハリー選手、Harry's Auto with Big Tip Blocks Japan。さあ R32 スカイライン、もちろん予選では高いところを通ってポイントを稼いでいきたいところ。さあ綺麗にアウトゾーン1、最初の方からちょっとアウトゾーン1本タイヤ出てしまいましたが、振り返していいペースでアウトゾーンに、ちょっと姿勢が流されすぎそうになったところ、姿勢を崩して走っていってしまいました。アウトゾーン3、やはりね、壁が迫ってくるからちょっと恐怖感もあるんでしょうか。 He looked like he had to adjust himself because maybe he thought he was going a little bit too much into the outside zone 3, and that's what's scary about the wall, because the fear you have there, and there's more than one tire off at outside zone 1, so not a clean run from Harry.
Yeah, you can see right there the huge adjustment right when he got to that outer zone 3. Because the biggest thing is approaching that wall, it tapers off and has a little bit of angle for the driver. So a lot of them are getting real deep, but throwing themselves off from the start to outer zone 3 and the finish. So they're not able to finish all the way through.
いやー、これはちょっとね、1本目にしてはちょっと不完全、な走りなのかもしれませんが、與座選手でもね、ベテランドライバーなので2本目にも期待していきたいと思います。1本目75ポイント、
75 for Yoza。
さあもちろんね、75でもね、決してすごい悪い得点ではないんですが、あんまりこのベスト16に残るギリギリに入れるのはちょっと怖いですよね。さあ続いてのドライバーはなんとカーチェンジ JZX100、マーク2で、これは参戦の浜田清文選手、ゼッケン115です。 He's in a totally different car from GH Racing. It's Hamada. He's in a JZX100 this time.
Yeah, he's usually in his pink R32. Man, he thrashed that thing in Okibuki. We're going to see how he's going to do in this big body JZX 100. And look at that. Full send coming in around into that 3-2-1 to outer zone 1. Not bad right there. Riding that rumble strip back around here through the touch and go. Nice job bringing it in through outer zone 2. Adjusting himself, but nice job through outer zone 3. And man, he's really doing a good job in this big body.
これね、いつも乗ってる車じゃないんだろうけど、それでも結構もう進入からやっぱり、何をすればいいか分かっているこの選手。ちょっとね、アウトゾーン1では少しだけふらついたりとかしたんですが、全体的な流れといったら、ここでタイヤが1本出ます。しかし振り返してアウトゾーン2もちょうどスタートする、アウトゾーン2が始まるところで左のリアをかすめ、壁も、寄っていけたんではないかなと思います。
Yeah, I think the only thing I see is from outer zones 3 to that inside clip, you can see how he got a little bit too aggressive and kind of fell too deep in that inside clip.
Yeah, but overall I would have to say he has it together. Yes. He has it together. こちら見てください。まあ先ほどねいろんな選手見てきたんですが、やっぱりその中でも結構ウォール近いですし、そこまで行く姿勢も、なかなかだったと思います。さあ1本目浜田選手82ポイント、82ポイントです。
Nice job by Hamada getting an 82 his first qualify run, and new car for him this round.
そうなんですね、全然違う車で走ってもう82ポイント取った浜田選手、まずまずではないでしょうか。さあ現在ねぶっちぎりで、ポイントランキング1位のこの選手、ゼッケン13番マイキー中村 from Mikey Racing with Nambe.
Let's see how Mikey's going to do. The man of many podiums. Here he is coming out.
This is important.
Yes.
He has to qualify.
He's sitting at 358 right now.
Oh,
Hard flick right there. Oh, but not able to hang on to it.
No!
Oh.
No! うわー、これはもう今
See, I blame this on Robbie.
これはすごく大切だって今英語で言ったんですが、本当に大切な部分でここでこの1本予選失敗をしてしまったのは、これはちょっと大きいかもしれません。うわー、なんと、起きてはいけないこと、今起きてしまう、進入で振りすぎてもうスピンですね。うわー、これはちょっと痛い。壁も接触したのかな、ちょっとぶつかったんですね。Yeah, he did hit the wall a little bit, the front left. I'd have to say, cosmetic not so bad, but mentally this is hard because he's putting himself in the corner, or he has to get a score and be in the top 16.
Exactly. That was a very aggressive approach to the 3-2-1. Look at this hard flick that he had.
うわー、これはね、進入すごい勢いありましたが。
Yeah, I don't think he was even anticipating that as hard as the flick as he had.
今の多分ね、中村選手もやろうと思ってやったんではないかもしれないですが、これで1本目がノーポイントのは確定ということで、すごいプレッシャーです。これで中村選手2本目を絶対にベスト16に残る点数を入れないといけないというすごいプレッシャーがかかってしまいます。さあ、中村選手のお子さん、がちょっと見守ってますが、今お父さんちょっとお父さんスピンしちゃったんですが、2本目絶対に、なんとかスコアを入れてくるでしょう。さあ手振ってもらってます。バイバイって。でもね、今ねお父さんスピンしてましたが、子供たちは笑顔です。頑張って2本目、なんとかしてもらいたいと思います。さあ Let's go ahead and go. That was Mikey's kids right there, so they're waving.We're going to wave to you. We'll be right back after these short messages. ちょっとね、ちょっと CM の方行ってみたいと思います。その後すぐ、2本目、クオリファイ始めたいと思います。We're going to come back and do the second run of the qualifiers.
滑りやすい冬道の運転ってとっても心配だからね。氷でも雪でもよりちゃんと曲がる、よりちゃんと止まる、ウルトラ吸水ゴムのアイスガード777にしよう。横浜タイヤ。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
And here we are, we're going to kick the second half of Qualify right here. Last round, round 6 of the 2023 Yokohama Tire presents Formula Drift Japan FDJ2 Series.
さあ2023年横浜タイプレゼンツフォーミュラドリフトジャパン FDJ2 ラウンド6最終戦岡山国際サーキットの予選2が、始まろうとしています。皆さんお待たせしました。ちょっといろいろなドラマが生まれそうなんですが2本目も見守っていきたいと思います。
He's trying to catch his breath.
クールな顔してるんですが僕ら今走ってきました。遅刻しそうになりました。すいませんでした。Yeah, sorry about that. We were almost tardy. That's why we're out of breath. We had to run back real quick. So
that was a quick 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But here we are back. We're ready to get this second part of it started. If you're just joining us, you just missed it. Mikey's sitting in first right now at 358. Lost control at the 321. Damaging his car, hopefully not that too extensive.
いや今ね1本目全部、予選の方見れなかった方々なんですが今1本目も走り終えました。そしてね今ポイントランキング1位の、中村選手がねなんと1本目を落としてしまいまして、ノーポイントとなってしまったのでチャンピオン争いすごい楽しいことになって、きていると思います。
We'll see. We're about to kick off. For those of you that are joining us on the live stream, you can check out the bracket on the top. We have Joyce out there holding it down, making it happen, answering y'all's questions. And you know, I got you guys on the live. I'm about a 15-second delay from y'all.
全然ライブストリームの方もね、こちらでちょっとコメント欄とかもちょっとチェックしているので、まあ時間がある時に対応していきたいなと思いますので、そのね出ている選手のねそのなんていうんですかね。出走順とかそういうのもねこのライブストリームにあるのでぜひチェックしてみてください。でねアメリカのフォーミュラドリフトのねジョイスが今そういうのの操作をしているので本当にいつもありがとうございます。 Thank you so much, Joyce. All the time.
Exactly.
We'll see you next week. でアメリカが来週なので来週会いましょうということです。さあ今回は FDJ2 スペックタイヤ、ワンメイクタイヤなのでこのシリーズやっていますが明日はFDJ の、ラウンド最終戦もありますので予選そしてあさってが決勝となりますので皆さんお付き合いください。 So now we got the FDJ2 going on. It's the Spec Tire Series. We got the FDJ1 tomorrow, the next day, and hopefully you guys could watch all of them. And next week we got Irwindale. So
exactly the final round for the U.S. But here we are already going through the chicane. Saori Iwasaki.
さあ岩崎沙織選手の2本目ですね。Team Saori with Globe Motif。さあ先ほどちょっとミスをしてしまったんですが今回は走り切れるのか。
Yeah, it looks like she's taken a lot more shallower approach to the outer zone 1. Here's where she had to clean it up through outer zone 2 into this outer zone 3. And saving it again, a little contact through the tires right there, but unfortunately not able to make it into that outer zone 3.
いやータイヤはもうねちょっともう僕もヒヤヒヤするぐらいもうね岩崎選手の勢いはすごいですね。もうちょっとね、修正ができて、うまいところを走れればよかったんですが岩崎選手残念ながら今回1本目も2本目もノーポイントですがもう、ね、勢いだけはもうバッチリあるドライバーなんでね、来年もぜひぜひエキサイティングな走りを見せてもらいたいと思います。Yeah, so that's it for her because that's 2 incomplete, so she's not going to make it into the main day tomorrow for the tandem. But she's a very exciting, aggressive driver, so you know, looking forward to seeing her again come back and join us next year for the series. さあ続いてのドライバー Next driver 1本目では60ポイント、香港からの、ドライバーでゼッケン614ケン・ヨン HKGSA さあ2本目ここでポイントをグッと、スコア 上げていきたい、ところです。
Yeah, Ken Young currently sitting on a 61st first qualify run. Not sure if that's going to be safe. There is a lot of incompletes this round, but there is going to be a good chunk of drivers going home because we only have 16 spots to move into the top 16s tomorrow's tandem battle.
そうなんです。まだね、ノーポイントのドライバーもいっぱいいますが、やはりね、この34台中16台のみ、明日の追走トーナメントに残れるのでね、なんとかその狭き門を、抜けていってほしいですね、皆さん。
All right, let's see how Young does here. Coming out of that 3-2-1 into this outer zone 1 right here. Nice job. Looks like he's dipping a tire right there through the outer zone 1. Not as aggressive through the touch and go, but able to make it through. And it looks like he's taking a little bit away through that outer zone 3 also. And that may be a straightening right there through that touch and go.
これはもったいない。ちょっとね、形的には全体的に、スコアも全然伸ばせそうな感じがしたんですが、アウトゾーン1ちょっとね、2本タイヤが出てしまいました。そして繰り返し深いところまでタッチアンドゴーいけません。アウトゾーンにちょっとタイヤを引っ掛けて、ウォールもね、そんなにギリギリ走れなかったんですが、全体的にアクセル街道あります。そしてこのインクリップ過ぎていくところ、なんとこのドリフトの状態を保てないまま、ハンドルを戻してしまって、これは残念ながらノーポイントになるかもしれません。That might be an incomplete, and yes, it is an incomplete. 残念ながらケン・ヨン選手2本目はノーポイントとなってしまいました。
Yeah, very unfortunate. Not sure if his 60-point first qualify run is going to be good enough.
そうですね、1本目の60ポイントだとちょっときついかもしれません。さあ続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン72番西崎智春選手、種松サンダーバード2本目、1本目はもう79ポイントを取っています。2本目はどんな走りをしてくるのか。 He's already got a 79 for his first run. Let's see what he's going to do for his second run.
79 is pretty safe. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be. Like we were talking about before, he's like roughly 350 horsepower. He's owned this car for pretty much second owner since way before my time. Coming back around through the touch and go. It was a nice job through that outer zone 1, holding back a little bit through that outer zone 2, but making it through outer zone 3 there. Let's see the strong finish through that inside clip into the finish.
さあこれは先ほど同様クリーンな走り、スタイル得点、言い出したらもちろんねいろいろあると思うんですが、全体的にスムーズに、そしてねさーっとラインに乗せてくる部分、うまく、ベテランのような走り、ベテランなんですかね、ベテランのらしい走りを、していきました。ウォールも、さっきよりもっと寄れてるかもしれませんが、車が全体的に、スムーズにコースを走り切れたので、もちろんこれはスコアが入ります。Obviously it's going to be a scored run. And that's an 81. さあ2本目81ポイントです。西崎選手は81ポイント上げてきました。I mean, it was very clean. Like, it wasn't the most exciting run, but he put the car where it needs to be. And you know, there was a little bit of he wasn't deep enough here and there, but you know, overall it was a very clean run. さあすごいクリーンな走りしていきました。さあ、糸山周平選手の2本目、メイクアップガラージ B2、1本目がちょっとポイント伸びてないので、2本目なんとかポイント上げていきたいと思います。
Yeah, sitting on a 53, not too safe there, bringing it around, nice job on the rumble strip right there. Now let's see this transition through this touch and go, back around into this outer zone 2 here, right on the lip of the track, bringing it around to that wall right there in outer zone 3. Overall, a lot better job on that second run for him.
2本目、1本目と比べ物にならないぐらい多分スコアは絶対伸びていると思いますが、結構ねスムーズで、いい走り、姿勢的にもね乱れず、ちょっとタイヤが出てしまったアウトゾーン1、で全体的に角度もねすごいついているわけではないと思うんですが、スムーズに綺麗に走り切れたので、これはねちょっといいスコアを期待できるんじゃないかなと思います。That was very smooth, clean.
Yes.
And I think it almost looks like the car is very easy to handle, and that's what we see from the driver, where they're not fighting the car and being twitchy. さあ、2本目82ポイント糸山選手。
There you are, 82. I think he could have stepped up the aggression through the touch and go, but like you said, very smooth all the way around.
Yep. さあ、こちらは1本目ノーポイントと残念ながらなってしまいました。カーナンバー333田辺海人選手 Dear Motorsports in Junction 1本目なんかトラブルだったのかな。
Yeah, it looks like they got his car squared away. He had to be towed off the track after his first qualify run, which was an incomplete. Here he is coming around. Oh! Same thing that happened last time, a huge adjustment through the 3-2-1, unable to get that car into an initiation into drift. And yeah, it looks like this car isn't really doing what he wants it to do.
ちょっとなんかすごく難しそうっていうか、車が難しそうなさっきの糸山選手の車と比べてこっちの方が少し乗りづらそうな感じはしますが。
There's the official 2 incompletes for him, so unfortunately that's going to be the end of his season right there.
そうなんです。残念ながら田辺選手これでノーポイント2回続いてしまったので明日の、ベスト16には残れないです。残念。さあ続いてのドライバー、先ほどねノーポイントとなってしまいましたゼッケン215高田健選手 Garage Sakata with Auto Shop Wise こちら先ほどね落としてしまいましたが勢いは、すごくありましたということでこの高田選手2本目期待したいと思います Looking forward to seeing how he's going to do because I remember until the incomplete he looked like he had a lot of juice going into the wall area so let's see how he does here for a second run.
Exactly. Here he is coming around the bend into this outer zone 1. Little shallow. Not a lot of angle through that outer zone 1. Oh, looks like huge angle leaving that touch and go, but maybe too much right there to handle. And yeah, there's the correction into that outer zone 3.
先ほどより今回何かペースが乱れた感じですね。最初から、アウトゾーン1でもちょっと回転が低かったのか分かんないですけど角度もちょっと浅い状態でタッチ&ゴー付近からいきなり角度がついたりちょっと、こっからびっくりな感じがしましたがしかし、ウォールのエリアで戻ってしまったのでこれは残念ながら2本ともノーポイントとなってしまいました It's going to be an incomplete It looked like he said, a very shallow angle through outside zone 1 and it looked like the angle kind of came out of nowhere after the touch and go it almost looked like it surprised him and made a huge mistake at the wall And that's it for Takada for this weekend and this season.
Very unfortunate for him.
さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン222田島雄一選手 Dear Motorsports and Junction.
Leaving the chicane now, sitting on a 73 for his first qualify run.
本命73ポイント田島選手なんとかこのスコアを上げていきたいところ。
73 may be safe, but he wants a little bit more points increase to make sure he solidifies his spot in the top 16. Nice job coming around into outer zone 2 here. His teammate, unfortunately, knocking himself out with 2 incompletes. And it looks like he's holding it down right here. Coming around into this inside clip, strong through the finish.
さあ今の走行ですね、先ほどよりもうちょっと、そのアクセルの入れ方とかですね、そういう部分は見直されていったんじゃないかなと思います。スタイル得点的には少し、伸びたところ、あとはラインとアングルがどんな感じなのか。I'd have to say overall looks like he stepped it up on, giving a little bit more throttle earlier. And compared to his earlier run, I did give him a little bit more on style. But let's see what the other judges have to say for his overall score. But I would have to say overall, it looked like a very smooth run.
Yeah, it looked
a lot subtle run. Yeah,
a lot more cleaner than he'd had on his first qualifying run.
I'm guessing he's probably going to get higher than the 73.
Oh yeah, for sure.
今のは分かんないんですが、73ポイント以上はいくんじゃないかなと、ちょっと思いますが。
It was a lot cleaner fluidity through that outer zone 3, which has been a struggle for a lot of these drivers. And overall, real good job. There you are.
スムーズに走り切りました田島選手2本目80ポイントです。That's an 80 from Tashima's second run. So man, it's like maybe that's the magic number. You got to be in the 80s.
Yeah, it's a solid score right there. Should be good for the top 16. But this next driver is sitting on a 70 right now.
さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン2355東光信選手ティーム鉄人 with Lapka、1本目のスコアが70ポイントです。 さあ先ほどね、走り終えた田島選手も80ポイントになったので、この80点台に入らないといけないのかもしれません。
Yeah, his first qualify run looks like he struggled throughout the track with a nice fluidity. We're going to see how he cleaned it up, or checked out his replay to what he needs to do to clean it up. But here he is, big body JZX100 Mark II.
さあ後藤選手、この大きい車体の JZX100、どんな走りを見せてくれるのか。
Coming around into the outer zone 1. Yeah, a little bobble there, leaving outer zone 1 real early, which is going to throw him offline through outer zones 2 and outer zone 3. Oh, huge correction. Looks like he straightened right after that outer zone 3, and yeah, he just.
これはもう全体的に何かが狂った感じですね。もう進入から少し、ラインもそうですし、もう戻っちゃいそうな感じ。ちょっとね、何か勢いが足りない、もうちょっとね、パワーと回転だけで持っていこうとしようとしている感じがしました。Looked like he was just trying to manage it by just throttling it, but it looked like he didn't have so much commitment going into this outside zone 1, came out short, and that's going to be an incomplete ということでね、2本目、残念ながら後藤選手、ノーポイントとなってしまいました。さあ果たしてね、この70ポイントで予選通れるかどうかちょっと僕にも分かりませんが、 I'm not sure if that 70 is going to be good enough or not, but we'll see. さあ続いてのドライバーです。本当はね、岡田選手、練習中にぶつかってしまってリタイア、そして続いて本当は鈴木選手、鈴木一正選手も本当は出場だったんですが、なんとリタイア。そして、今ラインに今スタートしていたのがゼッケン144 Daniel Mesmer, the sideways experience S15 Sylvia.
See how Mesmer's going to do. He had an incomplete on his first qualify run. Coming around looking smooth into this outer zone 1 here. Little shallow, but right there on the edge. Bringing it back around through the touch and go into this outer zone 2 here. Let's see him hang on to it into this outer zone 3.
Whoa.
Nice job getting right back on the throttle. And it looks like he's going to get some points on the board this time. But we'll see if it's going to be enough to get into the top 16.
さあ今のはですね、全体的に、必要なところで必要なだけ、やっていっている感じがしました。で勢い的にもね、今のアウトゾーン1向かっていく姿勢、アクセルオンが少し遅れた部分、そしてこのアウトゾーン3もですね、この1回この深く行き過ぎちゃって修正していく部分ありましたが、全体的に走り切ったので、スコアを見ていきたいと思います。Right here, it looks like he kind of had to wait to get on throttle. He was a little late at the outside zone 1. And here you go. I like the angle, the way he took it at touch and go. But then the angle switching back was not so much, and he had to let off. And he kind of adjusted himself where he left the outside zone 3 a little early, but he did go in pretty deep. So let's see what his score is going to be. Ha! Daniel Mesmer got an 81.
What a way to come back from an incomplete.
ノーポイントから81ポイントになんとか上げてきました。メスマー選手。80点台に入れば安心ではないでしょうか。分かりません。さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン773塚本七海選手、日比野塾。さあ1本目は残念ながらアウトゾーン3のタイヤバリアのちょっと餌食になってしまったので、2本目なんとかスコアを取っていきたい。
Yeah, Nanami right now sitting on an incomplete due to that outer zone 3. Making a little bit of contact with the tires. Here she is bringing it back around in the outer zone 1. Through this touch and go, and this transition is where, dipping 2 tires right there, throwing her off a little bit into the outer zone 3, but getting right back on the throttle, not able to get all the way out to that outer zone 3, but just saving herself through that zone. And here she is getting some points on the board for her second qualify run.
ちょっと勢いが全体的にはやはりちょっと気をつけながら走る、この振り出してから1回インに入っていかなきゃいけない、そして浅くアウトゾーン1、寄っていかなきゃいけない、そしてこちらですね、このアウトゾーン2も、タイヤ離脱してしまいまして、少し、車の動き乱れてしまいました。そして全体的にインフリップに行く前の部分もそうなんですが、ちょっと角度がなくなっていく、感じが、全体的にしましたが。
Yeah, it was a good save by her through this outer zone 3 because see how shallow she was? She was able to save it from going on the inside of that track right there and able to get herself back around through this inside clip. into the finish.
とギクシャクした感じがしましたが、さあ2本目、塚本選手71ポイント。So that's a 71 for Nanami. Now let's see if that's going to be enough to make it into the top 16. さあ今のね71ポイントでベスト16に入れるかどうか分かりませんが、2本目でなんとかスコアを取ってきました。さあ、続いてのドライバー税金117稲岡祐希選手 Junction and Deer Motorsports。さあこちら先ほどねいい走りをしていたんですが、なんと、後半でミスをしてしまいましてノーポイントとなってしまいました。 His run was really good until he made the huge mistake towards the later half of the track. Let's see how Inaoka takes care. Look at this, very nice and smooth.
Yeah, very
outside
clean.
zone 1, nice transition, and there you go, Inaoka, very clean run. Looks like his RPM is dropping, but he is drifting and doesn't get close to the inside clip. But I'd have to say, you know what, overall very smooth.
The
and,
first half for sure.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was a fairly good run by Inaoka. Now it's up to the line judge and the angle judge because he did kind of miss some of the areas.
Yeah, the first half of this track all the way to this outer zone 3 here, he did a phenomenal job, real fluid, looks good. And then from here, looks like he was losing RPM, and then he got right back on it. It was too much right there and almost over-rotated, not able to get hug that inside clip.
そうなんです。さあ、稲岡選手、2本目80ポイント。That's an 80 for Inaoka's second run. さあ、2本目80ポイント取ってきました。いや、これはもしかしたら80点台の車両がいっぱいいるので、70点台のドライバーはもしかしたら厳しいかもしれない。
I think you got to be in the 80s to make it into this top 16, but we'll see. Next driver is already sitting at an 80 right now.
さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン10番甲斐健一選手 D-Like with 鉄人、こちらもう1本目で80ポイント取っているので気がちょっと楽でしょう。さあその上を行くのか。さあこのコースいっぱいいっぱいを使った振り返しのいい角度、ちょっとタイヤは2本出てしまった。振り返して勢いはいい。
Getting right back on it through that outer zone 3. But yeah, like Robbie said, very aggressive, using all of the track through the 3-2-1 into the outer zone 1, having two tires hanging off a little bit there. But is that going to be enough to break his 80-point first qualifier run?
スタイルスコアとしては先ほどより、少しスコアが上がっていきましたが、さあちょっとねやはり、コースアウトしてしまったところとか、ここの勢いはすごく良かったんですが、このあら変わっちゃった。あ
There you go.
さあ海選手81ポイント。さあ1ポイント上がってきました。That's a point more from his earlier run. That's 81.
So next at the line, sitting on a 79 right now, is number 2, Dr. Rubber in the AMC Racing S14.
さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン2番ラバー博士 AMC Racing。さあ1本目79ポイント、ギリギリ80には入らなかったけど、ちょっと安心して次2本目ガツンと走れるんじゃないでしょうか。
Yeah, he's a big YouTuber. His stage name is Dr. Rubber. He had it changed to that. So a lot of people are like, is that really his name? No.
外国のライブストリームで彼の名前は本当にドクターラバーなのか。So he produces tires at Dunlop. So he knows a lot about the rubber. That's why he's Dr. Rubber.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of the story behind it. Let's see how he's going to do. Right now, he's sitting on a 79. Not sure if that's safe or not because 80 is kind of that breaking point right now. Dipping two tires through that outer zone. Huge adjustment through that second half of that outer zone 1, but able to save himself back through around to the touch and go to outer zone 2, getting right back on it at the start of outer zone 3 here. And yeah, we're going to see how much that's going to affect his score. That huge correction he made from the halfway point of outer zone 1.
ちょっと勢いはあったんですが、やはり、ミスを犯してしまったアウトゾーン1ですね。ちょっとタイヤが出過ぎちゃった部分、
Coming back
車
around.
が、動きが乱れてしまいました。ですね。
Let's see this start right
その
here.
影響でやはりその振り返しも、タッチ&ゴーから ここですね、このもうアウトゾーンに始まったギリギリで振り返しが始まっている感じですね。Looks like the transition too is really late because of the mistake he made outside zone 1. So it's very, very important to be on the right line from the beginning of the track. ということでやっぱりね、どのコースも最初からいいラインに乗せているっていうのはすごく大切な、部分ではないかなと思いますが、残念ながら先ほどのスコアを伸ばすことはできませんでした。ラバー博士74ポイント、しかし1本目は79ポイントなので
And you can see his fans right there holding his flag, the AMC Racing flag, cheering him on. So we'll see if 79 is going to be enough to move on to the top 16.
さあベスト16に79ポイントあれば通れるのか。しかしそれもね、ここ先の選手がどれだけスコアを伸ばしてくるかによります。さあ今ね、スタートしていったのがゼッケン32番大関和也選手、Twins Inc. with Murata Motors with Tops Racing.
Sitting on an incomplete right now. Let's see what he's going to do on his second qualified run to make it up. But so far, we've seen some solid incompletes go to into the 80s for their second qualified run. Here he is bringing it around into this outer zone 2 here. Nice job getting right back on it through that outer zone 3. But is that going to be enough? It looks like he left that zone a little early there. Back into that inside clip to the finish.
ちょっとスムーズなのはスムーズなんですが、やはりアクセルオンのタイミング、だったりですね、ちょっと遅れがち、なんか大切にこれもしかしたら1本目ノーポイントになっているからかもしれませんが、すごくこの慎重に、走っている部分、この壁沿いもですね、振り出してから減速をチャッとしてそのまますぐアクセルを入れるんではなくて、今すごくこう減速を安全だという確認ができたところでやっとアクセルオンをするとか、そういうやっぱりエリアっていうのは僕らが見ててもちょっと躊躇安全な走りをしようとしている部分は少しあります。Yeah, so looking at his run, it looks like he's really waiting for the car to settle before he gets on throttle because he has an incomplete for his first run, so he wants to make sure that he gets a score. Yeah, and that's a 71. 大関選手2本目の走行71ポイント、ちょっと71ポイントだとベスト16難しいかもしれない。さあ続いてのドライバー、The next driver、 もう82ポイント取ってます。こちらゼッケン11番 Sam Lucas Samit with Gamer Subs and B Ford。 さあこちらもね、先ほどのラバー博士同様、YouTuber であり、オーストラリア出身のドライバーです。 All the way from Australia, also a YouTuber just like you're saying about Dr. Rubber.
Samit sitting on an 82, was very aggressive on his first qualifier run, and right there taking full advantage of the track, bringing it back around into this outer zone 1. Nice job through that zone. Right on the edge, dipping a tire, huge angle, leaving outer zone 1, back around through the touch and go.
Whoa.
Look at the smoke trail, tracing back around, dipping a tire into outer zone 3, but able to adjust himself and get right back into that outer zone 3 there. And man, that car is built tough.
That's like max angle almost everywhere by Samit, but I think that's what, since everybody's on the same tire, it's a spec tire series, everybody's equal, and he's using his RPM and sideways. Everything he's trying to do is he's trying to max it out. Look at how much angle. There wasn't a lot of momentum coming to the touch and go area, but that's probably the most angle I've seen out of all the drivers that drove through here.
Yeah, he definitely put on a show there. He was facing the judges through that touch and go, bringing it back around. Looks like him a little bit too aggressive, dipping 2 tires right there through outer zone 2, right on the edge of the track. He might have been right there at the edge of the track, affecting him into that outer zone 3, not able to get as deep as he wanted to be. But I got to say, very strong run by Samit, pushing that car to the limit.
You know how everybody always talks about grip and speed and everything, right? But it's all... So the second one was actually an 80. さあ1本目が82ポイント、2本目、サム・ルーカス選手80ポイント、ということです。ちょっとねラインの部分少しスコアが落ちちゃったのかもしれませんが、まあね2本とも80点台に乗せてくるのはさすがです。I mean, both the scores are in the 80s. So that's pretty impressive by Samit. And like I was saying, it's either grip and fast and blah blah, but there's so much you can go. It's hand to hand. It's a lot of angle, a lot of speed, it's a lot of momentum. There's so much in drifting, and I think Samit this time he took more of the angle and a very steady pace.
Exactly, and he's not going to make it easy for his competitors, especially making it if he makes it into the top 16 with the smoke trail, the angle he's throwing. He's doing everything that you guys were asking for them to do in the drivers' meeting.
今のサム・ルーカス選手みたいな選手がね、先行走ると、これはね、後追いの方もちょっと大変な、感じになると思うので、追走、まあ多分ね、82ポイントあれば、残ると思いますが、
Just a few corrections through, dipping the tire and then not being deep enough in outer zone 3. Other than that, it'll be solid for tomorrow.
So Inaoka from Vehicle Racing, Takuya Inaoka, it's his time, it's his run, but he's calling his competition timeout right now. He's sitting on a 70. He wants to make sure that he is going to make it into the second run because I think the 70 is not going to cut it to make it into the top 16.
Yeah, and he had a lot of instabilities through his first qualifier run. He has that 180SX, the blue one, very aggressive driver, but for some reason he couldn't get the fluidity down throughout the track.
Yeah. And that's the hard part about the balance of making sure that your car is in a grip to keep that momentum going versus it being so hard to be sideways that the car is going to correct. And, the balance of that is very hard, and it really depends on what kind of power plant you have, what kind of chassis you have. 本当にこのグリップと横に向けるこのいいバランスっていうのはすごい難しいところなのでね、ぜひ頑張っていきたいと思います。続いてのドライバーゼッケン919 Echo Gao from 1087X Rocket Bunny Racing。さあ1本目81ポイントも取ってます。Sitting on an 81. Let's see what she's got for the second run.
Exactly. Coming around in her left-hand drive R32 Skyline, bringing it into this touch and go.
Wow.
Nice job. Very aggressive through that zone, into the outer zone 2 here, through outer zone 3, right back on the throttle.
すごい安心して見れます。本当に。Like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's very soothing. Like, it doesn't look like she's going to make a mistake. And she has everything calculated. And at a high level, I'm not saying it's boring. She takes it to the end of the track, throws a lot of angle at the touch and go, makes sure that the car is on angle at outside zone 2, going closer to the wall, a lot of angle coming through here, and just missing the inside clip. But overall, man, very, very impressive run.
Exactly, and I gotta say, through the 3-2-1 from the start, very aggressive, very minimal e-brake pull. I don't think she even had a e-brake pull through there. And making it happen. Look at that, coming back around right here, all the way around to outer zone 3 against the wall. Got an 81 on our first qualifier run. Is this going to be enough to bump her up? Currently, we have 84 as our top qualifier run.
This is just my guess, but I think it might be higher than the 81 because just what we just talked about. 今話した通り、わかんないんですが、スコアちょっと見ていきましょう。
Oh,
86ポイントです。
Top qualifier right now, sitting on an 86.
エコガオ選手86ポイント。現在、1位、予選1位、になってますね。いやもうでも全体的に本当に角度もいっぱいついてましたし、何よりもさっき言ったようにもうすごく安心して、見れましたね。その勢いがないから安心してるんではなくて、もうミスしなさそうでしたもん。It doesn't look like she's going to make mistakes. I'd have to say it was very, very, at a high level. It was put together really nice.
And very comfortable in that chassis.
さあ、続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン28番、深田樹選手、トトハウス、ティームドンラップ1本目、ノーポイント2本目、1本決めたい。
Yeah, right at the finish, she lost it into the finish line, losing control, but here she is coming back out. Nice job through that outer zone 1, real clean and fluid through that touch and go into this outer zone 2. And right here, after this outer zone 3 here, she had to clean it up with this transition to the inside clip. Looks like she held back a lot more than she should have right there. Dipping the tire through that inside clip.
Yeah. Style score-wise, we watched, initiation, transitions, and that last transition was very weak. I mean,
and that was where she made the mistake originally.
Yeah,
so you could see.
I understand that she was taking it easy, but overall, other than that, everything, the fluidity, very nice. But the commitment area where she did pull out there, it's going to have to be deducted. But overall, she does have a score on this run. いや今のちょっと振り返しはあれはちょっとね1本目の失敗があったんですが、あれは抜きすぎちゃったかな。やはりねスタイルのスコアとしては振り出し振り返し、アクセル回路とかそういうのを見ていかなきゃいけないので、ちょっと振り返しは勢いがすごくなくなってしまった。ちょっと全体的にクリーンな走りだったんですがもったいない感じがしました。さあ77ポイント、塚田選手77ポイント。さあこれでベスト16、77ポイントでなんとか入れるかどうか、ちょっと今のところ私にも分かりません。 I don't know where the
cutoff
cutoff
is right
is
now.
either, but you know what, I just got my fingers crossed for her. まあ祈るしかないですね、なんとか通れるように、祈るしかないです。さあ続いてのドライバー税系219杉田秀彦選手、ワーカー C33 ローレルのでの参戦。前回のラウンドは予選1番通過。
Nice job coming around outer zone 1 here, right on the edge, leaving outer zone 1 a little early. Not able to get to the outer zone 2. Looks like he's just kind of rushing through that middle portion of that track. Coming around that outer zone 3 to that inside clip. He got a 77 on his first qualify run. We'll see if that was enough to bump him up, because I don't think 77 is going to be too safe to the top 16.
こちら杉田選手のねこの振り出しからのアウトゾーンまで行く、エリアですね。もうちょっと早くアウトゾーン行けたと思うんですが、結構スムーズで、全体的に綺麗なんじゃないかなと思いますが、その他の、勢いというところでいうとちょっと他の、選手と比べてしまいますと少し足りない部分はありますが、全体的にクリーンな走りが、杉田選手できたんじゃないかなと思います。It looks like a very clean run. I'm not going to say it's fully committed, but fluidity-wise, it was very smooth. He looked like he missed a few outside zones, outside zone 2 and 3, which is probably one of the harder parts of the track. But we'll see what the total score is going to be. さあ、杉田選手また77ポイントということで、ちょっとこれはどうなんでしょう。ベスト16に入りきれるかどうか分かりませんが、祈るしかありません。さあ続いてのドライバーです。ゼッケン786カン・ロハブ選手。 It's Rohab Khan from our nation sitting on a 76 and he knew what the mistake was on the first run. Let's see if he can fix that for the second.
Exactly. He's powered by a 1J. Let's see how he's going to do. Screaming down the strip into the 3-2-1 to outer zone 1 here.
わあ綺麗に回っていく。
Right there on the edge, inside edge of that track, bringing it back around through the touch and go into this outer zone 2. Let's see if he can hang on to it into this outer zone 3, adjusting himself. Oh, making contact right there early on through that wall, but
いやーアウトゾーン3まで行く姿勢もすごく綺麗だったんですが、アウトゾーン1もですね。
The commitment was there. I thought he was going to pull it off, but unfortunately.
うわー1も綺麗にアウトゾーン最初の方から結構アウトに寄れています。これはね結構お手本になるような走りを、この角度のつけ方、タッチ&ゴー、そして振り返しも良かったんですが、ここで減速しきれずにアウトゾーン3壁の餌食となってしまいました。ロハブ選手、これは痛い。
Man, very unfortunate. This is the last round of the season. I know he wants to be in the top 16. He's a fighter. He's a huge tandem driver, but unfortunately that contact right there is going to make the incomplete official. But I got to say, he saved the car.
And you know what? I have to say that the run that he just made up until the outside zone 3, I'd have to say that it was a good amount of angle at the outside zone 1, and he actually went into the tire.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, he just like
saving the
barely
front end
saved the
right
car on
there.
the wall. 今ね壁もうギリギリ、壁は触ってない。タイヤバリアは触ったけど壁は触ってない。
But you can see how that wall tapers off, so they could get real deep, but that's not where you want to be because
Yeah,
you're going to miss the zone.
reel yourself back in.
Yep.
さあ残念ながらワーブ選手ノーポイント。That's an incomplete. いやアウトゾーン1の姿勢も最初の方からアウトに寄れる。そして振り返しのところのタッチ&ゴー、そしてアウトゾーン2の角度のつけ方もすごい良かったんです。もったいない。さあ続いてのドライバー、こちらも73ポイントなので足りないかもしれない。2本目はなんとかスコアを伸ばしたいゼッケン168箕輪正代選手。 Hey man,
Here it is, Masayo Minoa sitting on a 73 right now. Let's see how she's going to do for her second qualify run, because 73 is not too safe today. here at Okayama. Coming around this outer zone 1, right on the inside edge of the track, bringing it back around through the touch and go. Not able to get all the way out to the outer zone 2, but just missing some of that outer zone 3. Could have been a little deeper through that zone. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Maybe enough to bumper 73-point first qualifier run, but is it going to be enough to be in the top 16?
そうですね、全体的にスムーズなのはスムーズなんですが、ちょっとラインがちょっと小さめになってしまったかなという感じがします。さあ、今ですね、見返してみて、全体的にスムーズで流れは良かったんですが、あとはラインがどれだけ寄せられたのか、そしてどれだけ角度の、ジャッジが得点を入れてくれるか、全体的に何ポイントになるのか。I'd have to say very smooth run, but it's a 75. さあ、75ポイントで足りるかどうか、今のところ僕には全く分かりません。約束はしません。I'm not going to promise you anything, so I don't know what the borderline is. さあ、ボーダーラインがどこなのか本当にわからないです。さあ、続いてのドライバー、ゼッケン67番大友隆一選手 from 小松レーシング、こちらも1本目74ポイント。
Otomo sitting on a 74 right now, leaving the chicane. Has to step it up here. Beautifully built car, a Komatsu Racing build. Coming around the 3-2, a little wavering right there, approaching that outer zone 1, dipping 2 tires. Now we got to see that hard flick back around. Looks like he took not as an aggressive flick as we were anticipating, back around to this outer zone 3 here.
Oh, 全体的に見て本当にその可もなく不可もなくみたいな、走りだと思います。I'd have to say, this is like not the greatest but not the worst either. It's very average where he's just drifting through the track. There's not really any area strong points in the run, but there's also not a whole lot of weak points. さあ、大友選手77ポイント2本目。So that's a 77 for Otomo's second run. Let's see what that's going to put him, if that's going to put him into the top 16 or not. さあ、ベスト16それで残れるかどうかちょっと分かりませんが、続いてのドライバーも、70ポイントです。ゼッケン78番池本和馬選手 from Progress, Project Mu and Motis.
Ikemoto sitting on a 70 on his first qualifier run. Let's see what he has in store here.
1本目の70ポイントは、ちょっと姿勢の乱れでミスをしてしまいました。He looked like he was not smooth enough on his first run.
Yeah,
the fluidity part of it.
Coming around the outer zone 1, taking a little bit of angle out there through that zone, bringing it back around through the touch and go. Currently sitting 11th overall in points, dipping a tire right there through outer zone 2. Can he save it right here into that outer zone 3? Just saving the car. But not the cleanest run we've seen from him. 70 is what he got, possibly a little bit more on that run, but I don't think it's going to be enough to move on into the top 16.
How do you know?
80 is pretty safe, so he's got to be in that 80 zone, and I'm not sure if I'm feeling it.
さあ、今のね、走行、ちょっとね、コメントでもそうだったんですが、全体的になんとかスコアを取ろうとはしているんですが、振り返しも結構遅いですし、アウトゾーン2への、そして全体的のその勢いっていうのは多分この34台の中でもそんなに多い方ではないと思います。さあ、コミットメントというその勢いの部分ではあまりありません。そしてスムーズといってもそのレベル、ただ走るという部分では、何か激しく大きく間違っている部分はありませんでしたが、池本選手2本目がなんと74ポイント。これじゃもしかしたら足りないかもしれない。
74 for a second qualifier run.
さあ、池本選手は2本目74ポイント。 さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン514野村圭一選手 Team 九州 with Uras and Cusco。 こちらは1本目で82ポイントを、叩き出しております。さあ2本目はそのスコアを上回ることができるのか。 Let's see if he can go for a higher score than an 82.
Yeah, sitting on an 82, this is it. Our top 10 drivers, we're down to these 10 drivers here. Last portion of qualify. Nice job riding that line, dipping a tire, but still committing to it, bringing it back around through the touch and go into this outer zone 2 here. Oh, a little correction, dipping through that outer zone 2, disrupting the car, bringing it back around to the inside clip. Not sure if it's cleaner than his first qualify run.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake he made. 今のはちょっとアウトゾーン3で大きなミス、ほぼ、戻りではないんですが、もうほぼもう戻り寸前ぐらいの、修正を入れることになってしまいました。ちょっとこれは82ポイントを上回るスコアとは、思えませんが、2本目のスコアはちょっとね、あまりいい感じにはならないかもしれません。ということで1本目でね、もう82ポイント、野村選手らしい69ポイント。He's got 69. That's like a Nomura thing. It matches the drivers. さあ、続いての、ドライバーゼッケン840山下和孝選手 Cause Power with Wacos and K Factory。 こちら1本目81ポイント。やっぱり80ポイント台に1本目乗せているとちょっと気が楽かもしれませんが、まだまだわからないです。もう80ポイント前半もダメかもしれない。わかりません。
Yeah, we're not sure if 81's going to be safe or not, but here he is coming out, making it happen through the 3-2-1 early on. Oh, looks like he dipped 3 tires early on through that outer zone 1. Huge correction. Unfortunately, that's going to be an incomplete for him. Oh, whew. Just saving the car.
これはそこで車庫入れしそうになっちゃいましたね。
Yeah, you don't want to do that on an
He almost
incomplete
parked it inside that. He almost went inside that area.
They do competitions like
Yo,
that
that would
too.
be kind of cool though if you made it and went through in between there, then did a switchback and then parked next to that Pajero. あそこの4区の隣にね、駐車車庫入れっていうのももしかしたらそのうちフォーミュラドリフト2024年にエキシビションマッチとしてあるかもしれないです。そうですね、今ショーン、エイドリアンのジャッジがあの中に入れて、車庫入れではなくてあの中に入れてまた振り返して中で形状円を何回かやってでまた出てくるというちょっとね、ジョークを軽くお話ししていましたが、山下選手、2本目残念ながらノーポイントとなってしまいましたので、1本目の81ポイントで、順位を決めていきたいと思います。He's gonna have to see where he's gonna be sitting with that 81 that he got on his first run because he got an incomplete for his second run.
Looks like the track is squared away. Hats off to the track workers out there, keeping it clean, safe, and ready to go for the next qualified driver.
そうなんです。このね、いつもね僕らがこうやって見ていますが、このコースのね清掃など、コーンとかそういうのを直している、皆様、本当いつもありがとうございます。さあ続いてのドライバーゼッケン220石塚、新一選手、Auto Garage S Cleve Sunoco Wisteria。
Ishizuka sitting on a 79 for his first qualify run. Leading the chicane, approaching this 3-2-1. Coming out a little bit more aggressive this time around into this outer zone 1. Let's see how deep he's in it again. Looks like he's real shallow through that zone, not able to get all the way out there, which is going to affect him through this touch and go into this outer zone 2. Real deep to the outer zone 2. Letting the car settle a little bit too long. Not able to get all the way out to that outer zone 3, bringing it back around to the inside clip, and not sure if that's going to be enough to bump that 79-point first qualify run.
今のはちょっと石塚選手らしからぬ、コミットメントですね、勢いの部分でもちょっと殺しすぎてしまった、失敗をしてしまった、そしてその上にスムーズさもさほどすごいあるわけでもないような、走りをしていきましたので、淡々とちょっとこの走行走っていく感じ。1本目79ポイントしかないので80点台には入っていませんが、 今何ポイントで誰がどこを通るっていうのはちょっと手元で分かりませんが、79ポイントです。果たして大丈夫なのか。そしてこの2本目は79を上回るかどうかはちょっと微妙な感じがします。 I don't know if that's strong enough to be over 79. Yeah. ということでね、ラインもアングルもそうですが71ポイントということで、石塚選手は予選ポイントは79、1本目の走行ですね。待つのみです。さあ続いてのドライバーはもう84ポイント取ってるベテランドライバー税金888ジャマケン選手、Laudata Company with freestyle.
Yeah,
Already sitting on 84.
Yeah, he was sitting at the top for qualify, but got knocked out quick by Echo. So we're going to see how he's going to step it up this time around. Let's see if he can beat that 86-point current top score that we have. And here he is, leaving the 3-2-1, coming out with a little bit more heat this time, riding that rumble strip, but leaving a little early through that outer zone, bringing it back around to outer zone 2, but looks like he's coming in a little hot into the outer zone 3, just saving, tapping the wall right there, causing a huge correction disruption through the car.
いや今スコアを狙ってさーっとこうちょっとだけ待つ時間、壁に向かっての減速の待つ時間少し待ちすぎちゃった感じ。そしてアクセルオンと同時に左のリア少し壁をかすめて、戻ってしまいました。こちらですね、looked like he tried to calculate getting close to the wall, but he nicked it, and boom, that's an incomplete because of the correction.
Yeah, it all started from that outer zone 1. He left early for the outer zone 1, which you'll see right here, and then once he left early, he was early through the touch and go, right there, which then threw him off, so he's trying to drag it all the way out, took a little bit of angle out, and then right there he's like, oh wait, I should add a little bit more, and then it
そうなん
was
です。ちょっとね、
contact.
アウトゾーン1から少しアウトゾーン1離れるのがちょっとだけ早い、その分タッチ&ゴーも少し早く入ってしまった。なのでその分アウトゾーン2で伸ばす形で、走りましたが、ちょっと伸ばしすぎてウォールの方にぶつかって接触がありましたが、ジャマケン選手は1本目84ポイント、取っているので2本目はノーポイントです。さあしかしね、タイのスコアを取っている続いてのドライバー斉藤翔選手なんですが、タイのスコアだとセカンドベストが、その順位決定になってくるのでね、2本目も結構大切な、部分だと思います。It's going to be very important to get 2 scores because now he's sitting second with Saito, and Saito's about to go. They both have 84, so if Saito gets a score on his second run, he's going to be second.
Exactly,
because
but
we're looking for the second best score for the qualifying.
but he has a chance to take that top spot. He has to score an 86 or higher. We're going to see how he's going to do here.
さあ斉藤選手、もちろんねこの予選1番通過をみんなやりたい、成し遂げたい。そこでこの斉藤選手、この2本目どんな走りを出してくるのか。今現在84ポイント、今現在1位通過、今現在1位が、エコ選手の86ポイントなので、あと2ポイントあれば1位通過になれます斉藤選手。
Show Saito a very aggressive driver. Here he is coming around outer zone 1. Nice job on the rumble strip right there, bringing it back around through the touch and go. Nice job through that touch and go into this outer zone 2 here. And this is looking very clean right there, riding that wall through outer zone 3, getting right back on it through the inside clip here.
これは綺麗な走り、斉藤選手。
That's why he scored an 84 on his first
1
qualify
本
run.
目
That might be
84
enough.
ポイント、2本目、これは結構良かったと思いますが、さあこちら最初からラインもうまく最初の方アウトゾーン1位の最初から最後までなんとか舐める形、タッチ&ゴーちょっと空いてるかもしれませんが、振り返してこのウォールライド、壁沿いもですね、ベタベタとまではいきませんが、近くまで寄れたんではないでしょうか。さあこの勢い、綺麗に、走っていきます斉藤選手。ウォールも結構、近くまで寄せていきました。これは86点以上いくでしょうか。 Man, that was a pretty good run. And is that going to beat Echo's 86?
I don't know. We're going to see here, and here we are. The results are coming out now. 87 for Sho Saito.
斉藤翔選手87ポイントでここで予選1番手に上がってきました。なんと1ポイント差。小川選手86ポイントで1位だったんですが、ここまで斉藤選手がここで87ポイントの、スコアを叩き出しました。ということで斉藤選手現在予選は1番になっています。
Right now, here's the replay. Sitting on the top with an 87, but we still have 5 drivers, 5 top drivers right
ドライ
now.
バーがねトップ5がまだ残っていますが、その中でも現在斉藤選手87ポイントのスコアを出しています。壁も寄せてます。角度もついてます。そしてアクセルもずっとベタ踏みで走っています。さあこのスコアをこの 5名のドライバーが超えていけるのか。さあ続いてのドライバーは若きドライバーで県131龍馬選手、サムライスタイルレーシング。さあこのダイナミックな大きい車体、16アーティスト 2J セット搭載。さあこの大きいコースでは合うセットアップなんじゃないでしょうか。
Big course, big body coming around. 78 for his first qualify run. Right there, right in that rumble strip around through that outer zone 1. Swinging it back around through the touch and go into this outer zone 2 here. Nice job through that outer zone 2 and outer zone 3. Just got to hang on right here into this inside clip to this finish right here. Nice, solid run.
スムーズな走り出ました。これもスムーズな走りが出ましたユーマ選手。みんな持ってるんですね。この最後の最後まで溜めてました。 All these guys have been holding out till the end here because that is a pretty solid run done by Yuma.
Yeah, this is a very intimidating track, but man, the pressure added on this second qualify run, they're definitely throwing down, bringing it out. And like I said, last 5 drivers, these are the top 5 drivers of the season so far.
さあこのね最後の5台、この壁沿いも綺麗に、寄せていきます。そしてこの角度見てください。龍馬選手もうなんか若いのにもうベテランのようなこのすごい走りを淡々としていきますが。
Yeah, very young driver, like you
Yeah,
said.
he's a young driver, but he drives like he's a very seasoned driver. Yeah, did you see that? 今の壁の、リプレイで起こった壁もうスレスレ、もうかなり極めて走っていきましたね。
I love that camera view right
Yeah,
there.
that's
Here
a
we
good
are. Let's
view.
see the results for his second qualify run.
ああ、
Just
ユーマ
missing
選
it.
手84ポイントということで、まだ今斉藤選手1番87ポイントですが、ポイントを大きく上げてきまして、現在龍馬選手が3位かな。So this makes Ryuma third place in qualify
For now.
for now.
We have 4 more drivers right here.
なんで今のところというか、まだこの4名のドライバーはね、優勝経験もあるこの水野選手が続いて、先ほどはノーポイントになってしまいましたが、水野俊彦選手、ブラスロック、MNY、ガレドリ会、鷲倉温泉、S15、シルビア、さあ、2本目。
Sitting on an incomplete, came out way too aggressive from the start, but he's not letting go, bringing the aggression back out through this touch and go into this outer zone 2 here. Getting right back on it, a little shallow through that outer zone 3, saving himself. Is this going to be enough to get him into the top 16 tandem battles of tomorrow?
いや今のはラインのジャッジがどう出てくるかによると思うんですが、ちょっとアウトゾーン1、アウトゾーン1はタイヤ2脱、そして入ってくるときちょっとフラッとしましたが、タッチ&ゴー、そしてこの振り返し、アウトゾーン3の後の振り返しの部分でももう大きく、草の中に入っていってしまいましたが、全体的に見てちょっとね勢いはあったんですが、スムースではない、乱れながらの走行、これはやはり1本目でノーポイントになってしまっている、プレッシャーが効いているのか、水野選手2本目ちょっとらしくないような、走りでしたね。 Looks like it wasn't the Mizuno we know、and maybe that's the pressure that he had because he was sitting on an incomplete ということで、水野選手2本目74ポイントです。 いやー、これは1本目のノーポイントが大きく響いたのではないでしょうか。さあ、このトップ3、こちらゼッケン43番ヨザハリー選手、 Harry's Auto with Big Kid Blocks Japan、 今75ポイントなのでこれはギリギリダメかもしれないので、2本目なんとかスコアを伸ばさないといけない。大きいプレッシャーがさあ来ました。ヨザ選手、1のアウト、入りと出口がちょっとラインが浅い。
Man, a lot more commitment this time around, bringing it onto this outer zone 3. Nice job riding that wall, swinging it back around into this inside clip. 875 on his first qualify run, and I gotta say, he threw down, brought a lot more commitment to this second qualify run.
さあ今のは、ラインの部分、ちょっとラインのジャッジがどうなるか分かりませんが、スタイル的には先ほどより大きく、アクセル回動、そしてこの際いところ、このアウト3の壁沿いもですね、綺麗にギリギリなラインで走っていきました。
Right there, riding the inside edge of the rumble strip, bringing it back around. Ooh, nice job through that outer zone 3. I'd like to see the other camera angle.
I just watched the I had to give him I had to give him another point. I had to ask him. Sorry, it might take a minute because I asked him to change my score after I put in first time.
Oh, there you go, right there. 82 for Yoza's second qualify run.
さあ、ヨザ選手2本目82ポイント、大きくポイントを上げてきました。さあ、残すところ現在82ポイントをもう1本目で取っている、浜田清文選手 GH レーシング、今回からマシンチェンジ JZX100。さあ2本目はもうトップを狙うのみでしょう。 I know Hamada is just probably thinking about now how he's going to beat the 87 point run.
Yeah, he's sitting on an 82. He's usually in an R32 coupe. This time around, he's in a JZX 100 Chaser. Look at that hard flick right there through that 3-2-1, bringing it back around into this outer zone 1 here. Nice job riding the rumble strip, dipping one tire right there through that zone. Look at the smoke trail coming back around through the touch and going to outer zone 2 here. Nice job adjusting a little bit right there, making it through that outer zone 3. And man, what an adjustment going from a coupe to a sedan. We're going to see if that's going to be enough to bump his 82-point first qualify run.
振り出しの部分もかっこよかったんですが、ちょっとやはりアウトゾーン3に行く部分は少し、調整をしながらだったんですが、全体的にやはり、もうね、どうよという、感じの走りを、浜田選手してきました。So, I mean, he looks very comfortable and he looks very confident. But I'd have to say there was some adjustment going into the wall area. You could see that he was a little timid and he adjusted himself. But overall, I'd have to say very clean run by Hamada.
But for some reason, he makes it look so aggressive through the zones.
Yeah.
Whether it's the hard flick that he had through the 3-2-1 or coming around right here, the transition from that outer zone 3 into this inside clip, that hard flick back around.
Yeah, no, he definitely knows how to wheel a car. いや本当にね、このまあもうベテランでしょう。浜田選手2本目も82ポイントです。しかし、2本とも82ポイントということで、もし3位の選手があれば有利だとは思いますが、これで予選何ポイントになるのかすごく楽しみです。さあここで最後のドライバー、そして現在シリーズランキング1位のドライバー、ゼッケン13番中村マイキー選手358ポイントで大きく離していますが、1本目なんと、ノーポイントの走りということで、この2本目絶対に80ポイント台、なんなら半ばに入れていきたいところ。出ないとやばいことになってしまう。
Let's see how Mikey's going to do. He came out really aggressive through the 3-2-1, flicked it a little bit too hard. Looks like he's holding a little bit back here, coming back around into this outer zone 1, sitting on a 358 overall in the series. Needs to qualify so he can lock in the win here. Bringing it back around through the to the outer zone 2, into this outer zone 3. Oh! An adjustment coming into the outer zone 3, almost making contact to the wall. Back around through the inside clip to the finish.
今のはちょっと痛い。角度の部分でもスタイルの得点も今のはちょっと響いてしまう。さあ振り出しも先ほどより 若干慎重になった。アウトゾーン1は1脱、ちょっとだけ1脱、振り返しあまり角度つけずにちょっと勢いを奥に押してきた。今のは
We're gonna have to see that replay for that outer zone 3 correction.
いや今のはちょっと角度のスコアも、スタイルのスコアも大きく
Yeah, this is going to be very nerve-wracking because he's sitting 76 points higher than Hamada, who's sitting in second right now. A lot of cushion, but not 100% safe for the championship.
これはなんとここに来て大きいミス。これは本当に痛い。
Let's see him come around into this outer zone 3. Did he fully straighten through that zone?
We didn't incomplete him, but
Okay.
that's a big deduction in angle and also for the style judge because that's a huge error that Nakamura made. And man, everything was looking pretty good until after he passed outside zone 2.
He was coming in a little bit too hot there. Whew. Just missing that first part of that wall.
今の壁の、ウォール沿いのカメラを見てもそうなんですが、ちょっとこれは奥様とジージー映ってます。中村選手2本目68ポイント。これはまずい。予選不通過になってしまった。いやー、これはちょっと痛い。ここまでシリーズ、ランキングずっとね、戦いをしながらリードしてきた、マイキー中村選手、何度も表彰台立ってますが、しかしこの2本目大きなミス、そして1本目でもノーポイントということで、予選なんとここで、チャンピオン争いトップを走っている、中村選手がなんと不通過。 That's crazy how Mikey Nakamura has been doing a great job throughout the season, and he is in the championship race, comes all the way to the finals, and he is leading the pack by a good 70 points or so, and now he does not qualify. That is just, how could, we can't write this.
It's a huge change right there. 76 above Hamada, who's sitting in second right now. I'm curious how it's going to lay out.
So now it really depends on Hamada and everybody else underneath him. Hamada has to get more than 76 points.
And right behind him, Yoza's sitting at
Yoza. So Yoza has to get 80 something.
Yeah.
So now it's everybody's game. It's anybody's game.
Exactly. It's coming down to this. This is the final round right here. FDJ2.
最終ラウンドをまさか僕もこうなるとは思ってなかったんですが、本当に最後まで蓋を開けるまでドリフトってどうなるか全くわからないのでね、明日のねこれで、追走トーナメントすごく、見ものになると思います。Now it's going to be very interesting to see tomorrow's battles because we don't know what's going to happen now. Who's going to be the champion? I have no idea until after tomorrow's tandem battles.
Exactly.
Now let's go ahead and go back to today's top qualifier. 今日のね、ベスト単走ドライバーのちょっと走行を見ていきたいと思います。多分ね、ベストの走行は書いてあります。これはね、多分87ポイントを取った。なんと斉藤選手の走りを、ここでもう一回見ていきましょう。Let's go ahead and check out the number one qualifiers run again here today at Qualify.
Got an 87 Shoal
87
Saito.
points.
We're going to check it out.
さあこちら振り出してから綺麗にアウトゾーンなぞっていきます。そしてこの振り返しタッチ&ゴーのエリアもなかなか寄せていきます。そしてみんな遅れて入っていくんですが、アウトゾーンにもね、いい、タイミングで振り返し、ウォールも綺麗に走っていきます。このね全体的にこのスモークがなくならない、走りを、実現できました。なんとねこの斉藤選手なんと、エコ選手がね86ポイントでここまでリードしていたんですが、ここで斉藤選手が1ポイント上回る走り、ここですね、このハラハラするウォールの、走り、壁沿いを走っていきます。そして全体的にスムーズな走り、がしていけました。斉藤 doing a very smooth run up until now. Echo Gal was 86 and she almost had it in the books, but Saito said no. Came out and just blocked that. Got 87.
He locked in at 84 at first on his first qualifier, tying everything. But right there, like he just said, phenomenal job on that run right there. And, you know, I got to say thank y'all out there for the comments you guys have been leaving. I'm back for the finals. It's good to be back right next to Robbie, who's doing it all, translating, judging. You know, he can drive still, kind of.
I can't. さあ、本日はですね、もちろんね、このスペックタイヤということでね、全選手、この、横浜タイプレゼンツフォーミュラドリフトジャパン、なんで、あとAD09 ですね、8009、all the drivers on 8009s, and that's why it's so close. ポイントのね、取り方も結構ね、ギリギリなとこありました。それは多分ね、グリップが全部一緒、ドライバーの腕、そして車のセットアップが本当に響いた走りなんではないかなと思います。そしてやっぱりね、大きいのがプレッシャーです。プレッシャーをなんとか跳ねのけて、スコアを取ってきた3位と2位のドライバーね、ハリー・オザ選手、そして浜田選手、うまく明日の、追走トーナメントに残りましたが、残念ながら、中村真希選手はここで予選敗退。明日は、他のドライバーがどうなるかによってチャンピオンが決まっていく形になってしまいます。さあ、明日のフォーミュラドリフトジャパンなんですが、FDJ2 ですね、8時40分から、ベスト16のオープニングセレモニーを行いたいと思いますので、ぜひぜひ、この皆さんの勇姿を最後まで見守っていっていただきたいなと思います。So looking at this, I think the pressure did a big thing here where Mikey Nakamura didn't qualify, Hamada and Yoza made it in, and now we don't know who's going to be the winner until tomorrow's tandems. And tomorrow's
opening ceremony.
Yeah, top 16 ceremony is going to start at 8:40 in the morning tomorrow, Japan time, and top 16 is going to start at 0900, 9 a.m. So make sure you tune yourself in and watch who the series champion is going to be tomorrow, because we don't know who's going to be the winner yet.
Exactly. It's going to be an early day for us, but it's going to get a lot of you. Perfect timing for y'all to check us out. Check out who's going to win this final round, round 6 here at Okayama International Circuit for the FDJ2 series. Huge series, third year so far.
3年目の FDJ3、ワンメイクタイヤでやってます。そして、この最後の、最終戦をどのドライバーがこのコースで優勝できるか、そしてもちろんチャンピオンに輝くのがどのドライバーなのか、明日みんなで見ていきたいと思いますので、絶対に、逃さないように、携帯のタイマーとかも合わせて明日の9時皆さん見ていってください。そして Thank you very much today、for doing this, and also thank you to the judges、Yoichi Momuro and also Sean Adriano、エイドリアーノ、そして今村ジャッジ、そしてケニー、ありがとうございました。それではまた明日、お目にかかりましょう。
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
滑りやすい冬道の運転ってとっても心配だからね。氷でも雪でもよりちゃんと曲がる、よりちゃんと止まる、ウルトラ吸水ゴムのアイスガード777にしよ。横浜タイヤ。
music box.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.